Two peas
Two
in a
peas
bong.
in a bong.
Two peas in a bong. Two peas
Two
in a
peas in
bong.
a bong.
Two peas and a bong. Two peas and a bong. Two peas.
Two peas
Two
in a
peas
bong.
in a bong.
All right, y'all. Two peas in a bong in the building again. It's your boy DP.
It's your boy KP.
And Bong should be with us later on, either on screen or by chat. So
Free my dude Bong. In Bong we trust.
free Bong, free John Halliburton, free
Absolutely.
yeah. Man, Knicks are in trouble. Knicks are in trouble. You saying like they
I'm
not?
saying,
The Knicks are in trouble. What you
yeah,
think?
3-1 never sounds good.
Alp
Never.
sucks at mock drafts in the building. Bong is in the building in the chat. Go ahead, KP.
Oh man, just 3-1 never sounds good, man. Like 2-2 always seems like there's hope either way. But when it's 3-1, it's like, man, that's the beginning of the end. And when I got on TikTok from our page, our Two Peas in a Bong page on TikTok. For those of
Mm-hmm.
you that have TikTok, you can follow us on TikTok as well. And I was looking at some of the live feeds of New York Knicks fans,
Mm-hmm.
and they were talking, and they man, they looked so sad. It it was sad,
Man,
man. They had the watery eyes, they had the slow speech. You could damn near hear the violins. It sounded like Titanic,
yeah,
all in their lives.
man. They I is it a case where they're just worn out? Do you think, like collectively, that they're
I
just
think. I'm sorry.
no? I'm just saying that they're just worn down at this point, or
I think it's a couple things. I think they're worn down, but I think that Tibbs is now overcoaching. Now you're reaching to your bench in game 3 and game 4. Now game 3 you got the win. So it's like, okay, I'm going to go back and start Mitchell Robinson again. I'm going to pull Josh Hart as a sixth man. That's my ace in the hole. Okay, I get that part. I understand that.
I'm
What
gonna
I
throw
did
my boy Landry some more minutes.
That's what
But
I didn't understand because he played him and he played Shamit and he played Dylan Wright over McBride. And McBride had given you something this whole series and
yeah,
is giving you stuff throughout the course of the playoffs. And then you decide, I'm not going to play him this time late in the third quarter, early into the fourth quarter. I
yeah,
didn't understand that.
yeah. I mean, it could be a case of overcoaching. I was wondering that too, and then you have Brunson on the bench a little bit more than usual when you
Later into
do.
the fourth quarter, I think it
Yeah,
was
when
9 minutes.
yeah. So
And you
um,
saw it. I mean, I saw it starting to get away. So, Tibbs, how could you not see it getting away? Which I have a theory, man. I was thinking about this today. I was in the chat talking. I think Jalen Brunson draws fouls to get breaks. I think he's tired and gassed.
so you
He's
think
like,
the foul baiting is a foul break?
absolutely, it's a break.
I
Like,
don't
man,
know, man, because he's doing a
stop.
lot. He's working super hard to get the foul
He is.
bait. So I
I
don't
mean,
know if it's a break or not. It's almost
he's
like just make the simple move and take the shot.
he's the type though. He just it always looks like it's more than what it has to be. It's always looked like that, and I
Hey,
think that
he be cooking though.
yeah, he does.
Yeah.
But he be working for it too. Like
Oh
God,
yeah.
this dude is
Yeah.
working. We talk about Zach Randolph. I mean, not Zach Randolph. Excuse me, Julius Randle working. I don't know too many people that
Julius Randle's the hardest working man in showbiz
I,
basketball.
does he work harder than Jalen Brunson?
Yes, he makes
I,
it look hard.
no, he makes it look hard, but I'm saying, is he actually working harder than Brunson?
His work pause is hard. Pause.
Oh God!
Pause.
Whoa! Whoa!
Pause.
Yeah.
What I'm saying.
Um.
You know?
He said what?
What he does is just it just looks hard all the time. Like his
Yeah.
game, like is. So I don't know. I hear what you're saying though. I hear what you
Those. You know what? So like growing up, man, and even in
your
college,
screen's going blurry for some reason.
is it still it's still blue? Yeah, I accidentally clicked off of the page. I don't know if that was it. Is it still blurry?
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Let's see here. Technical difficulties. Still blurred. Are we better?
It's a little better.
Okay. On yeah on the I can see myself, but I don't know. Um.
Okay.
So I used to have a theory, man. You know, the Julius Randle type of guy,
Mm-hmm.
put them in number 25. Number 25 in my mind is always the muscle dude or the dude
Why
with the cut.
25?
I just in my mind, that's the dude that's always working hard.
Hmm.
Like, why is this dude working so hard? Yeah, but that's what comes to my mind. 25, and then the bony dude is always 14. Get the skinniest dude on the team who's got to wear
One in
14.
four kind of look
You said
bony
what?
together. I said 1 in 4 kind of look bony together.
Yeah, makes you look even bonier, man. So like Shay and Nikhil Alexander, the Alexander cousins, put them both in 14. They'll look right.
Hey, Alf Sucks at Mock Draft says he likes the Landry Shamet minutes.
You know, every time Landry messes up, I be like, "Sham it," instead of saying, "Damn it."
He
He's
was
just
I mean, it's not like he's out there dump trucking. Like he's cool. The
it's just
problem is
right.
you just didn't do this
Yeah,
earlier. Yeah, like it's so everybody's wondering why now. That's what it is. It's
yes.
not like it's not necessarily that it's a bad move. It's just why now?
I mean, it rhymes with bad. It's a sad move. Like
Okay.
you it's like, yeah, why are you doing this right now? Is Shamit really gonna put you over the top? Is he gonna get you back into the series? That I don't know.
Hmm.
And Dylan Wright, man, Dylan Wright has game. It's unfortunate he's been a journeyman throughout the league. I think he's been on 9 or 10 teams in 9 or 10 years. It's like he hasn't found a way to stay on teams, or he's been a good trade asset. I don't know what it is. Many different reasons. I think he's good, but he hasn't played, and it was a situation where he was double dribbling off the body and traveling. Like, damn, God, dog. I know McBride is looking at that point like, man, damn,
Yeah. I'm
yeah,
tr-
coach.
and he's from Cali too.
He is. His brother was Darrell Wright that
Yeah.
that played in the NBA, played for the Miami Heat, came out of high school.
Yeah.
I
I think he
believe he
went to
went right in.
Lusinger.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Um where he had he had a little stint where he was hooping for one squad. I'm talking about Is it Dellin or
Oh,
Delon?
they be saying Dellin. I be hearing maybe it is.
Okay.
I don't know. Dellin, Delon. Excuse me.
Um,
I
was it
think
with the
I,
Hawks where he was
oh, I
okay?
thought it
What?
was Raptors.
Huh? It was
I,
with the Raptors.
that's what I thought. I thought it was with the Raptors.
Okay. Okay. Maybe it was.
I
Maybe it
remember it
was.
being all right with the Raptors.
Couple questions. Uh, is Cat fine? He looked like he was really laboring after that knee to knee. Um, I don't know. And he's had knee problems before. I don't think it was a twist or anything like that. I think it was just hurt, little stun,
Yeah,
maybe hurt feelings as well at the moment,
the, the puss push.
pu- you said the pushy cat.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um I mean, listen, he's been doing this thing for the Knicks though. Whether you don't, you may not like the way it looks, um, but the end result is him hooping, you know. But
I mean,
today, what you mean? What?
one thing that we've seen in the playoffs, man, with him is he can't beat the allegations. Like,
Yeah, but again, I'm
he
saying like
can't beat
he's
the allegations, man.
yeah, he's still doing his
Oh,
thing.
he's cooking.
Yeah,
Yeah, in Indiana, yeah, he's Catlin Clark, man.
yeah.
He is, yeah, he's getting busy. Um,
Um, go ahead.
to answer that question, the knee to knee, it I don't think it was serious. And the way that the technology is now, like tomorrow, he's not going to do any running. He's going to get his knee massaged. They'll do some stuff to if there's any kind of swelling, they'll do something to take away the swelling. He'll feel better than 85% of America right now, and and that's with people not playing sports. They're gonna have him feeling all right and ready to go in Game 5.
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
don't think it's a big deal. I think it was just a thing in the moment.
And I mean, if you look at everybody's numbers, right, just player by player,
Mhm.
um, they didn't play bad like the Knicks. I'm saying, like they didn't necessarily shoot bad. Jalen Brunson, especially if you want to talk about your top guys, like
Mhm.
Jalen Brunson didn't have a bad shooting night necessarily. Nine for 19 is not terrible. Carl Anthony Towns 8 for 15. He's almost 50%. Carl Anthony Towns is over 50. Jalen Brunson's almost 50.
Mikal Bridges.
Bridges was a little bit under 6 for 15, but
Yeah.
he still put up 17 points.
That was it. He had 8 going into the fourth, and he played better in the fourth quarter.
Okay, pick
But
one guy. You can always pick one guy. I'm saying like go to the other guys. You got OG Anunoby, 22 points, 7 for 16. Carl Anthony
OG
Towns, 24, 8 for 15.
OG
Uh,
just didn't shoot the three well, but
okay,
for the
Jalen.
most part, they did. But I think that goes back to their beat, man. They're
Well,
tired,
that's what I asked.
yeah, and they can't run at the pace that Indiana is playing at. Like that pace doesn't favor the Knicks. The Knicks have to slow it down and just bruise them. Pause. But
Look,
Indiana is playing 9 and 10 guys. They're still getting up and down the court fast. Like the Knicks, the game that the Knicks won, Indiana only put up 100 points. Indiana had 102 points, I believe, going into the fourth quarter
yeah,
today. So they can't play. They can't play at that pace with them.
yeah. I mean, you can play well, stay in well enough to stay in the game. I mean, even early on before the overall shooting percentage dropped, they were at about 50, but the Pacers were shooting at like 70% or some shit like that early in the game. Um, so they just got out hustled, outplayed, man. I mean, let me say this. I can't say out hustled, right? Completely.
Yeah.
Because the rebounding advantage goes to the Knicks in this game. But it's the turnovers
Mm-hmm.
that advantage goes to the Pacers. And then again, as I always say, they have chemistry. They play well together. The assist by far goes to the Pacers. So I mean, that's just showing you they getting it to whoever is open and getting it done.
Absolutely. I wanted you to highlight something that Al Sucks at Mock Draft said. He's talking about Dylan Wright, and he said he averaged. Thank you. Dylan Wright averaged 10 a game in 2021 with the Pistons and the Kings. Yeah, I hear you, Alf Sucks in Mock Draft, and I appreciate you, going and doing the research and pulling it up and stuff like that. The only thing I would say to that is those were two bad teams, two bad franchises, like at that time. So those stats and all of that kind of get overlooked.
Yeah, but I
You
mean,
know?
I just asked where he was cooking the most. I think
Yeah,
that's why he
yeah,
brought it up.
yeah.
So I guess it was the Pistons and the Kings.
Nah, I remember him with the Raptors, and I have to look up his stats with the Raptors.
Okay. Shador Seymour said, just cut to the chase. Who you got? OKC Pacers prediction.
Hey man,
Like,
come
let's
on, man.
cut the bullshit.
Come on, man. We can't. Nah,
OKC
man.
Pacers.
Come on, man. We can't. We not there yet, man.
He like, man, if y'all don't stop with this bullshit,
Come
it's
on,
gonna
man.
be OKC and the Pacers.
If you stick around, man, yeah, we'll.
And this is crazy. 15 assists, no turnovers. Like,
Yeah.
and was it today that he got a triple double today, right?
Uh huh.
The crazy shit is, did you see that? Listen, wait,
Uh-huh.
hold on. Did you see that graphic they put up talking about he broke the Pacers record for triple doubles in the playoffs? All them motherfuckers on the list had one triple double. All
That's
the
why.
other
That's
ones,
why I'm sitting there
it's
looking.
like,
I don't
dog.
even see the graphic. I'm just like, yeah, okay.
Oh man.
So are we
Um,
anointing Halliburton? Is he the greatest pacer?
um, what's good, K Bird 80? K Bird in the building. Um, is Halliburton the greatest pacer? I think that still goes to Reggie Miller, respectfully.
I agree with you. I
Yeah.
agree. I
And
agree with
and those who are saying Halliburton are just too young to know what the work that Reggie Miller put in.
What if he brings him a title though?
If he brings him a title, then it's obviously out of him and Reggie Miller, I would think. But it's going to be hard for people to start to just overlook all the players that came through Indiana. Indiana has some hoopers, but longevity wise, it has to be Reggie Miller.
You ain't gonna say Travis Best?
Oh,
You ain't throwing Travis Best on that
here,
list, baby.
here you go.
Rick
Here you
Smith.
go. What's
We ain't
up, D Rouse? What's up, D Rouse?
What's good? What's good, D. Riles? We ain't throwing Rick Smith on that list. Dale Davis, Antonio Davis, they can't go on the list.
Hey, and Al
I'm
Sucks at
saying,
Mock Drafts is saying that you're remembering right for being on that title team with Toronto, but he's saying he wasn't good with them statistically, but he was on the squad.
okay.
So
Yeah.
um look, Bong said Reggie Miller, and it's not close. If he wins a title, he's the most accomplished at best. I can respect that because it's hard to just, okay, you won a title and now you just the greatest pacer of all time. Um,
You
I
know how this
mean,
you know how this new era is, this new generation, man.
the the crazier question uh, would be, since we were talking about right with Toronto, is who is the greatest? Is Kawhi Leonard the greatest Raptor of all time?
Vince Carter.
Because you also have who holds a lot of the records there. Wasn't it DeRozan?
Yeah.
So
I'm
But because Kawhi comes through and wins the title, does that automatically make him the greatest Raptor of all time?
Kawhi was there 1 year.
Okay, I'm just saying this is I
Nah,
know Halliburton is different because he plays for them.
yeah, nah.
He's played more years, but it's almost essentially the
Anyone that
same.
says Kawhi is the greatest Raptor of all time is tripping. Like
Oh,
that's no
Shador is saying, yeah, he says if Hallie beats OKC, he is the greatest pacer. So we got some
Shador is
disagreement going on
Shador
here in the chat.
Shador is telling his age, man.
He said Hallie's only 25 and Shay's about to turn 27. So, I mean, listen, he got to put in some more work, man,
Yeah.
to be the greatest pacer of all time. I'm still um that crown is held by Reggie Miller. I
Well,
mean, come on, the iconic moment. Who did he get the choke from? Reggie Miller. Like, that's
in
yeah.
Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, Reggie Miller is
Yeah.
the greatest pacer of all time.
Um. So, what do you think about the John Halliburton effect?
Um, I I was saying, do you remember when I was saying that they gonna show John Halliburton on that bitch more than what I say? Take the over 2.5, right? He was on there. They kept panning to him, like post game, all of that shit. Like, hey, D Rouse. Look, D Rouse said Reggie Miller hands down. Hey, D Rouse, they used to call you Reggie Miller
I do
at the
remember that.
Shaw. So I know why you saying Reggie Miller.
Yeah. Coach Green
um,
used to be like, Riles. Riles. Like you was Pat Riley. He's calling you Riles.
but the John Halliburton effect, I think the Pacers were going to win regardless. But you know what? I think it was more of a distraction with Halliburton when they were asking him about his pops.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like that took him off of his game, that his pops wasn't there necessarily, because they
You
were
sure?
still getting, yeah, I'm sure they were still getting busy, man.
Well, I mean, in the games that his father wasn't there against Cleveland in those 2 home games, he struggled. He stunk. So that's
You're
why.
going back to the Cleveland series. What happened afterwards? Like, he's already had we were just talking about him doing his own
Yeah, but I'm
choke
saying
moment
I'm
and
not
all of that
talking
stuff.
about the home games. He played well against Cleveland on the road. It was the home games where he struggled, and that's where his dad was usually was at the home games.
But I'm saying his dad ain't in the building, period.
Yeah.
And I'm sure his dad has probably traveled too. His dad just ain't in the building, period.
Okay.
And I don't think it really made a difference. I think he was just like, look, I'm trying to hoop type shit. But I will say too, that's his pops. So him having his pops at the game, I'm sure that helps. I'm sure that boosts his morale. So I'm not saying it's a negative. I'm also saying that I don't think his pops not being there would have had him and the Pacers be trash. Like, so is there a John Halliburton effect? What is Scotty Boy's not in here, but when he was saying the views are, viewership is dropping, it's a viewership plot.
Yeah.
Like, it's a storyline. It's something to throw out in the mix. So I don't know. He says sign John Halliburton to fill the James Johnson role. Hey, I don't think he can fill that James
Yeah.
Johnson role. James
James
Johnson
Johnson
is
works security and everything, man.
right.
Like,
Hey, James Johnson got his fronting or his teeth in. He don't even. I don't know if they just permanently in there. Did you see his grill?
yeah, anybody gonna tell him to take him out? I'll take him out. No, James, that's Johnson. Nope.
That's
Leave him.
James. Oh.
But with John, it is a Halliburton effect, the John Halliburton effect. It Tyrese just so happens the night that his father is back in the stadium becomes the first player in NBA history to have 32 points, 15 assists, 12 rebounds, and 0 turnovers.
Yeah, so they got you. They
Yeah,
got you.
it's a John Halliburton
No,
effect.
they got you.
It's
Yeah,
a John
you
Halliburton effect.
they reeled you on into the
I
John
mean,
Halliburton thing.
statistically, it shows that it was a John Halliburton effect.
Yeah, they reeled you in, baby. You in there. They got you.
That's
They
all right.
got you in the
That's it.
storyline. They
All
got
right.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, I mean, I'm sure it boosts his morale knowing his pops was there, but he wasn't on the sideline like he normally is, so he can't. He's probably looking to him on the sideline sometimes. I'm sure, but
He
I
knew where
mean,
he was.
if you a hooper, you a hooper, like, and he's just getting it done, whether motherfuckers think he's overrated or not. He's out there cooking and doing his thing and getting ready to go to the NBA finals while everybody else who voted him overrated is sitting their ass at the crib watching the series. Aside from the Knicks in OKC and Minnesota players who voted him overrated, but some of those motherfuckers are about to be sitting down too.
And Alf Sucks in mock draft said James Johnson versus John Halliburton in a cage match to see who makes the roster.
Oh,
Alf Sucks in mock draft. That's not a contest, man. James Johnson is like a 7-degree black belt.
yeah, James Johnson is a problem.
Don't want to do that, man. Don't.
Hey, matter of
Don't.
fact, real quick, hey, Alf sucks at mock drafts. I saw you in a Discord earlier. Um, if you do have it or have a chance to pull it up, I want to see if we're able to to pull you on the show. So if you're on there, I'll this will be the first time we're testing it out, obviously, but we'll see if it actually works. So if you're in the Discord, um, I have pulled you into that live show chat.
And you don't have to stay on the whole time.
Yeah, I just want to see if we can hear you.
And you said John Halliburton got that dog in him. Nah. You don't understand, brother, man. You don't understand. It ain't that kind of party, man. I
Yeah.
remember Ibaka was thinking twice, like, "Ugh, I don't want these problems."
Yeah, I can hold on. I can hear him, but you guys can't, right? You
No,
can't hear him. Hold
no.
on one second. Uh
You going to the transition?
no, I can hear him. Let's see. I can hear you, but I don't think I don't, you can hear me now, right? Okay. Yeah, I don't think the chat can. Hold on one second. But go ahead, KP. I'm still
Um, One of the things he said, will the Pacers pay Miles Turner? That's what Alf Sucks in mock draft asked. They should. I hope they do. He's a big part of what they're doing. Yeah, so they need to pay him because Tony Bradley, you can't bear hug people all game, all
mhm.
season next year. Um, I think it's crazy how Tony Bradley just stole my man Thomas Bryant's minutes. Like Thomas Bryant is like ML Carr with the Boston Celtics waving the damn towel.
Mm.
Waving the damn towel in like 1986, 87 against the Lakers. That like, yeah, that's he didn't turn into that guy. Like, man, what the heck is going on? Like at one point he was on prop bets. He ain't even on prop bets no more. Like, get him out of here.
Mhm.
So yeah, just I mean I think Carlisle's doing a heck of a job, man. Coaching.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think he's doing real good. And no engineer, no shades today, man. I threw a cap on today, man. So I didn't do the cap with the shades, man. So yeah. No shades.
Yeah, I was also trying to work that Discord. We're trying to see if we can start getting people live. So
Yeah.
um I will I'll keep working on this. We'll probably revisit this on another show. Um I could hear Alf sucks at Mock's draft, but I don't think the
I,
chat was able to hear him. I don't think you were able to hear him either, KP.
I wasn't. I wasn't.
Alf sucks at mock drafts. Are you still in that Discord area?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, I can hear him now.
Ah, you can hear him.
Yeah, I can
Can
hear
you
him.
can you guys hear him?
Keep talking.
Yeah, I'm coming through on the stream.
Okay, good. All right. So
All right.
we're in the building.
Hey.
Ah, hey, success.
So
So
I'm gonna ask you the question. Alf sucks in mock draft. Is this series over?
oh.
I don't think this series is over.
Okay, you gotta turn your mic up if you
I
can.
really need to see the Knicks defense do something.
Okay. So you think it's crazy enough because Thibodeau is a defensive coach. You think that's where they're lacking? Is on the
Yeah,
defensive side.
their defense isn't doing anything.
Okay.
They had one good defensive game, and then they won, and then they have three bad defensive games, and they can't win.
They just can't keep up with the pace of the Indiana Pacers. And early on, they're trying to run at that pace, and they realize at the end of the third quarter, damn, we can't keep up, and we're
Yeah.
too tired to stop them.
Yeah. And I mean that was the same in game one where I think it was Barkley who was saying the Knicks had probably scored the most that they've ever scored in the game, which that wasn't the case. But his point was that they weren't going to be able to keep doing that with the Pacers. They're not going to be able to keep scoring with the Pacers. So I agree that they got to find some type of way to try to slow them down. But that's probably not going to happen. And they're going to be out of there.
Yeah, it's over. It's I think they're no. I think the Knicks are going to win one. I think they're going to win in New York. They're going to please the people. They're going to give people the fans that false hope. Like, man, if we could just get one more in Indiana now, we gonna come
Yeah,
back to New York for Game 7. Not gonna happen. Y'all gonna lose in 6.
right.
And Indiana's going to the finals.
Yeah, for sure. Um, and I know folks were saying that they couldn't really hear, so we'll have to try to work on the volume
But thanks for
volume setting.
testing with us.
Yeah.
Testing and talking and saying your point out loud. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
cool.
So if you're in the Discord, um, we'll be able to pull you in and get you guys to uh go on live with us. So appreciate you, Alf Sucks and Mock Drafts. I'm gonna go ahead and get you out of there. Engineer, I know you're in the Discord. If you are somewhere logged in, uh be cool to get you on here if you're in the building.
If you
And
can
anybody,
talk on the job, because I know
yeah, right. Anybody else trying to, who has a question, wants to jump on live with us, you got to join the Discord, man. That's the
and
way we're that's the
yeah,
way we're doing it right now. So we'll be doing it through the Discord. So you gotta jump on in there. The link is on our YouTube channel. So
and his daughter, man. No, I will not wear a San Francisco hat. No, not a Giants hat. No, no, no. I'm not wearing anything from Northern California. I'm a Southern California man. LA. That's how I roll.
and yes, Alf Sucks in Mock Drafts. There is a way to get KP's voice in there too. So when we start doing it, I could have all three of us in there. So if you're in the Discord talking, you could actually hear all what we're saying too on that side of it. And then it should come because I know there's probably some sort of a delay, but then it can come through in the everyone in the chat can hear what's being said also.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. Good point.
Yeah. Oh, engineer said, not now, I can't, but I will in the future for sure. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah. But there's an option. We just wanted to test it. So that's something, we're always trying to work on something to improve around here. And so now we can get you guys on here live when you have maybe we'll have a question period where we pull folks in here.
Better
All right.
get Discord.
Yeah, gotta get on the Discord, baby.
That's where it's happening. Okay, so here's my question. Who's been the best player in this series? All 4 games.
The best player.
The best player. And I say that because, at the end of this, there's going to be a Eastern Conference Finals MVP.
It's gonna be Halliburton.
Okay. Has he been the best player?
Not every single game, no. But it's gonna be him. He's been in the mix or doing something pretty much every game. Like his impact is felt every game. Because like we can go to the Neesmith game, but they were talking about Halliburton because of his shot and what he was doing toward the end of the game. But shit, I didn't really hear enough being said about Neesmith and how he went off and basically brought him back. They were still talking about Halliburton. Engineer said John. John is the most. John's gonna get that MVP of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Bong
Bong in the building. Bong in the building.
Yo.
Bong, did you hear the last question I just said? I just asked.
Yeah. I've been in the.
Okay.
I've been in. I've been listening to the live.
Who would you say?
I want to say Brunson, but I mean they obviously been on the losing end of it. So you have to, by default, it's like the SGA thing. You kind of have to give it to Halliburton because he's on the winning team, and he's been the most consistent on the winning team. Neesmith had a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Siakam had a moment, but
He's had moments.
Yeah.
No. I'm talking about the 39-point game is his moment.
No,
right?
He had 30 tonight though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 30.
Yeah.
But the game after the 39-point game,
17.
So
and that's because they don't really, like we were saying, or at least I know I said they didn't really go to him enough, and that they need to go to Siakam a little bit more.
I mean, so I don't think, and I want to make mention of it earlier. I don't think a lot has been said about the officiating in this series, but there was a stretch in the third quarter where you would have thought they were playing in jail. I mean, from like the 10-minute mark to probably about the 4-minute mark in the third quarter, that shit was jail. That was jail basketball. They never blew a whistle. Like no fouls got called in that stretch. But then it seemed like to end off the third quarter, the last 3 or 4 minutes, the Knicks just start getting hit with all kind of fouls. So it's like, are you going to make it an up and down game where it's like, hey man, it's free flowing. No fouls are getting called? Because I'm talking about it was some real hacks going on, and for a stretch of time, and nothing was being called, and then all of a sudden, man, the Knicks are every couple of seconds, Knicks foul, and that kind of changed the momentum and the trajectory of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna let it be a free flowing game, I'm not opposed to it because they were letting it go both ways, right? There were fouls being overlooked on both sides. Now you have the players kind of establishing that this is how the game is going to be reffed, you know what I'm saying, down the stretch. and then you go from that to like the Knicks over the last 3 or 4 minutes. Just, I mean, every foul, loose ball, you know what I'm saying, on the rebound, over the back. Like it was just like, damn, you can't, like that kind of that fucks up the just the flow of the game. Like if it's gonna be that type of game where it's like we're calling everything, that's great. Call everything. But don't tell me it's gonna be one way, and then now that we're playing that way, all of a sudden you switch it up. But you know what I'm saying? Because it's a 3-1 series, I think it doesn't get talked about enough. But that was some horrible officiating, especially in the third quarter.
Do you think if they would have stayed one way or another or the other, would have changed the outcome of the game? If they would have let it stay rough, or if they would have called it tight?
Absolutely.
You think so? You think the Knicks would have won?
Rough goes into the Knicks' favor because it's going to slow the Pacers down.
So do you think the Knicks would have won? Because I said it would have changed the outcome.
Yeah.
So do you think the Knicks would have won the game?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because when they stopped calling when they started calling the fouls on the Knicks, that's when the game got away. Like the last 4 minutes going into the fourth quarter, that's when they built that lead. It was double digits, and then it just became a free throw shooting contest late in the third. And now you're going into the fourth quarter. It's not a 2-point game, 3-point game. It's an 11-point game. Then it goes to a 15-point game. Now, it's that shit got away from him then and there. You know what I'm saying? We can blame Thibodeau for, his piss poor substitutions or, not getting the right guys in position at the right time. But man, I didn't hear anything being said about the officiating, but the officiating, especially that third quarter, it was up and down.
Yeah, I agree with you. And it was we kind of discussed it in the Discord a little bit. People were talking about the officiating, but I agree with you. You're right, and I think the Knicks would have won because that's what the Knicks were doing to Boston. That's what the Knicks were doing all playoffs. They just start bullying people. They turn into a bunch of Anthony Masons out there. Like, man, we just gonna bump you with our chest, bump you with chest, belly, elbow, and not get the call. And then it runs into the Knicks' favor because, again, now you can slow the team down, and now you don't have to run as much. And, yeah, they're a gritty, tough team. But I wanted to say my pick on the person that I think is been the best. Tyrese Halliburton. And I say that I looked at everybody's stats. Siakam is averaging 25.7, 5 points a game, shooting 54%. So he's shooting the ball well, 50% from three, averaging 4.75 rebounds, 3.25 assists. But he's plus 12 over the 4 games. So I looked at that like, okay, that's cool. Halliburton is averaging 24.25, 7 rebounds, 11 assists. He's got a 22-3 assist to turnover ratio. He's got 6 turnovers in 4 games. And he's been plus 28. Everyone is saying Brunson, but Brunson, he's averaging 33 a game, right? He's putting up points. He's shooting 47% from the field. He's got 22 assists in 4 games. He's got 16 turnovers. So he's got a lot of turnovers.
Brunson is a turnover magnet. Oh man,
one game the first game he had 7 turnovers, and he is a minus 26 through the 4 games. So as much as he's scoring, it's also taking away from his team. And I think this is what you were saying, DP, was the Pacers need to go at Brunson and attack him when they're on offense.
Yeah.
Because defensively, he's struggling. And so when you look at that, minus 26, we could talk about all the points he's putting up and how well he's playing, and he is doing those things. But, man, he's minus 26. Cat, for all the time that Cat has played, Cat is only a minus 2.
Here's your plus minuses again.
A little bit.
When I threw out the plus minus, I forgot who that was the other day. You was like, shying away from it, but now we back on the plus minuses.
This is over the course of 4 games.
Let's get Jim Will in here.
Hold on 1 second. K Bird says Indiana has a championship roster with a championship coach. This title run will be the craziest in league history, I think, since the '04 Pistons. I think shit, Bong was talking, you were talking about them when you said what they stole that championship.
Oh yeah, I mean, and again, I'm not going to rehash the
They
uh,
gifted the NBA gifted them a
yes,
championship.
yeah, but I'm not going to rehash that. You know, what I'm saying we could definitely discuss that on a different day. You
Now,
know what?
do
I think we've got a couple comments from
ho-
Jim
ho-
Will Balandres. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
no,
Are
no,
you want
it's
to
all
you
right.
want to stay
No,
on
no, no, no.
stay on the
It's
you
no,
want to
no,
stay on the
no. It's all good.
okay. Um, absolutely, yes. That's exactly why. They're small market teams, and they small market teams typically have smaller fan bases, and they don't really draw the attention on a national or even the global stage just because their stars aren't as known. So right now we're talking about Tyrese Halliburton, and we have to use his dad to kind of drum up a storyline to make him interesting. On the
Hey,
other side,
it worked for KP.
Yeah.
right on the other side, you have SGA, and we're currently using his cousin to drum up a storyline to make him interesting. Um, so, unfortunately, I mean, it's the nature of the business, man. Bigger markets, uh, typically, bigger markets typically show better
Well,
because they have a bigger, larger fan bases. Now, smaller
well,
fan
well,
bases,
well.
small market teams in college go well.
You have
Go ahead.
people speaking directly against what you're talking about right now. So
Right.
Jim Will says, I see basketball as it is basketball. I don't care about markets. If they play good, I'm watching. K Bird follows it up, but those are from casual fans. Us who watch the games will see these games will be exciting. So people are saying that it don't matter if it's
Hey,
small market. It don't matter
I'm
about that.
I'm I'm
They
I'm,
want
I'm
to
gonna
watch it.
say, and let me rebut that. Pause if you need to. Um, but yes, unfortunately, when we get the viewership numbers, when we get to the finals, and it's OKC versus Indiana, every game will be the new. Hey, this is the lowest since. This is the lowest viewership since. This is the lowest viewership since. And this is the entertainment business. It's sports, but it's also entertainment. And if you can't entertain the masses, um, then you've lost, right? I said the same thing about the boxing purists, right? And I always get into arguments with the boxing purists. Um, I always tell the boxing purists, listen, Floyd Mayweather did something for the sport. He's left us such a big void in it, you know what I'm saying, that it can't be made up for. Now you're looking at fights like Jake Paul versus some MMA guy, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, right? And even though the boxing purist hates it, I have to tell the boxing purists, look at the numbers. The casuals make up more a greater fan base than the purists, than the people that just want to watch the sport for the pure joy of the sport. Unfortunately, right? If we can't
Those are two
get
separate things.
no, I'm saying, listen, hear what I'm saying. The boxing purists don't want to see Jake Paul fight Mike Tyson because they know that it's some gimmicky shit.
Not boxing.
But, huh?
Not boxing.
What do you mean?
They look at it as it's not boxing.
Right. Exactly.
So they're
It's
two different things.
but they're still boxing. Are they
Mm,
boxing or not?
no, not it's they're out there boxing, but it's not the boxing that people are talking about. It's two different things.
Are they sparring? Are you saying
Yeah,
they're
it's like a sparring
It-
match.
still
okay,
You
sparring?
you it's sparring.
but
It's
at the end of the
entertainment.
day,
It's a show.
right? Exactly.
It's
But
not boxing.
what I'm saying is, people want
Yeah,
to
an
see,
exhibition. Correct. Jim Will.
right?
Thank you. An
Okay,
exhibition.
I understand. And I don't want
Nobody
to get
gives a
too
fuck about Floyd Mayweather's exhibitions.
right. I'm not trying to go too far away from the point. I'm just saying that my main point is you have to be able to draw in the casuals. The casuals make up a greater base of fans than the purists. So like, yes, we'll watch the finals so we can get on here and talk about it. And it's going to be, we love basketball, but can you get somebody's 50-year-old uncle or auntie or somebody's grandmother to say, hey, man, I want to tune in to watch the finals because Michael Jordan's playing, because Kobe Bryant's playing, because Allen Iverson's playing, because these mega stars that are household names are playing. That's how you get the viewership. It's not the purist, unfortunately. And again, I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with the OKC versus Indiana in the finals. God bless both of these fan bases and these small market teams. It's great for the small markets, but nobody in here will be shocked when the viewership numbers are the lowest that we've seen since some series
But you
that was
know
like
what?
Detroit and San Antonio or
You know
something like
what
that.
though? People were saying that Indiana and the Knicks were gonna be trash. The Pacers and the Knicks were gonna be
Most
trash.
exciting series.
They were saying it was gonna be
Yeah.
trash, and they had to drum up the history of the old Knicks and Pacers.
I
And
feel like that.
no, I'm just saying
No,
a lot of people were
like
saying
that.
that,
Yeah.
and
I felt
it turned out to be the best series.
Yeah, I felt like that. That's why I mean, I understand what you're saying, Bong, in terms of those
No,
two,
I get him. I get what he's saying.
but based on how Indiana is playing, it's starting to kind of look exciting to me. Like I'm not gonna lie, and I think that those two teams playing against each other, it's like both of them have deep benches, and I think it's going to be an interesting matchup.
Look, it
KP.
Shador Seymour made a good point though. He said if they win in 5, which Bong, I don't know if you done peeked your head in some of them script meetings, them storyline meetings, but he said if they win in 5, it'll be 8 days without basketball, and the NBA gonna be losing money.
So peep this. Just listen to what KP just said. DP, would you
yeah,
consider KP basketball purist?
I would say yeah.
Okay, I consider him a basketball purist. He said that Indiana is finally becoming entertaining to him. Hey, basketball purist. So now you take the casual. Hold on, you talking
But,
about
but there's a reason why though. I'm because I said this before. I said the playoffs allow you to see people that you don't see throughout the course of the year. So they're a small market team. So I didn't watch Indiana like that throughout the course of the year. But now I'm able to watch them because they're always on, and I'm like, damn, they're pretty damn good. So the stuff that DP was saying early on, like they're a deep team and all this stuff, I disrespected Indiana through the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. And now
okay,
after watching them for 2 rounds, in the third round, I'm like, damn.
KP.
they're-
You're making my point.
But
You're
Alex
making
in
my
my
point.
draft says Indiana been entertaining since last year. To be honest, I love Halliburton's game except his jump shot.
Again, and no disrespect. This is not a disrespect. This is not a knock on small market basketball. I'm purely saying that you yourself,
Mhm.
who watches more basketball than I can consume, right? On many levels. You watch it on the high school level, the college level, the pro level, and you in detail have you yourself said that it took you 2 rounds of basketball to fall in love with the style of basketball, or to really realize Indiana being entertaining. And
Yeah.
I'm saying that the casual fan who hasn't watched them all year, and they check in and they say, okay, who's playing? I don't even know who Halliburton is, and I may know who SGA is because he just won MVP. I'm not tuning into that. It's not the names don't resonate with me, and those are just It has nothing to do with me. I'm just making an argument for the masses, the general public, why the viewership will be down. And if anybody in the chat wants to bet money because the game is so pure, we can put a friendly wager, $5,
All right,
$3,
a,
$1.
a friendly wager of $5,000.
You feel me? But
Nah.
um,
FYF is in the building again. FYF says he's kind of right about that. Mainstream national coverage was only for the Lakers. We never see Indiana enough to know who they are. So I get what you're saying, Bong, and I also hear KP, and along the lines, I think FYF is agreeing with what KP is saying. Like, he's going to find it entertaining because he watches basketball, period. But then also now the added advantage of being able to dissect more of or consume more of a certain, a particular player that you didn't get during the season unless you buy NBA TV and follow your uh particular team, your hometown team, and you see him every day or see him every
Got a
game.
fire stick.
Right,
so
right. So,
so again, and we spoke on this maybe a few months ago, right? When we talked about Barkley and Barkley saying that the league has done a terrible job embracing its young stars, that they're still trying to hold on to the LeBron James, the Steph Currys, the KDs. I think who was Al Sexton Draft said Indiana had 14 nationally televised games this season. For reference, the Suns had more than 30 because
yeah.
of KD, an aging star, right? So they're the league, and again,
And
um, let me,
and the Suns, it was terrible basketball.
right. So I think engineer said it. Um, I agree. I agree with you 100%. It's on the league to make us want to watch these young stars, to kind of get us to fall in love with these young stars, and they're doing a terrible job of doing that. And they have so many young stars that they can promote. So many, trying to figure out who's going to be the next in line to succeed a LeBron James, a Steph Curry, a Kevin Durant, um, somebody like that. And they're doing a horrible job of actually embracing their
But
young stars. That's a league problem.
but you know what? They all, it's always said two things can be right at the, both of you guys could be right at the same time. This is FYF just made another comment. First, he was what he mentioned kind of went along the lines of what KP said. This is going along the lines of what you're saying. Also, Bong, ratings will only be down because there will be two small market teams in the NBA Finals. I think that's the point that you're trying to drive home. Small market, so it's going to be down. So the casuals who you don't see a Kevin Durant, LeBron, Steph Curry, all those guys, they're not going to be drawn to it. But there's still a large crowd for this type of game. Like the casuals aside, like the boxing example you used earlier, if you put the right fights together, you will get a big crowd.
Yeah, people will watch.
You know what I'm saying? And yes, you'll get a big draw for some circus shit, the Jake Paul fights and all of that kind of stuff too. You'll get a big draw for that. But if you do what you're supposed to do, get the right fights, the right matches together, and they become good fights, then motherfuckers will watch it. The same with this. Like, it's the thing with basketball is it's not a flash in the pan, so to speak. Like, it's not just one fight, it's a series. So there's a build up. And these games in particular, the Knicks and the Pacers, it's building up. And during the build up, you're getting to see more and more and more. So now you know more about the team if you have followed. So it could be more exciting overall in the long run. But I get what both of y'all are saying, dog. I really do. I think Bong, it probably will be a little dip versus something where it would be like a LeBron versus, let's say, whoever you will pull out of the East Coast as a star.
And,
The Boston Celtics, Lakers Celtics would have been a crazy, draw, but
And again, I have no dog in the fight. So I'm just making an argument based on public perception. That's where my argument is coming from. I'm not arguing it one way or the other. I'd love to see the NBA game flourish. I'd love to see these small market teams get their their just dues. But unfortunately, the world we live in, if there are no storylines attached, if there are no household names attached to a series, it typically won't do the numbers that we expect it to do or that we want it to do as fans of the sport.
And Alf Sucks at Mock Draft is saying something. He's saying the NFL. I'm sorry.
Well,
Which
Shador
one?
Seymour said the NFL did it right. There's no small market.
Okay,
There's no small market team. They get all the views.
There are small market teams, and those small market teams get no play. No one cares about the Cleveland Browns. No one cares
I was gonna
about
say the Tennessee
The
Titans.
Jacksonville Jaguars. No one cares about the you said it, the Tennessee Titans, the Carolina Panthers. But there are enough big market teams, and again, there's a handful of teams. There's a more than no more than 10, between 5 and 10 teams that are always consistently competing at a high level, and a lot of those teams happen to be big market teams. San Francisco, Philadelphia, Baltimore, you know what I'm saying, a team in New York. So you have Buffalo, even though it's a smaller market in New York, it's still a big market being a New York, that tri-state market. The Rams, that's LA, right? You have
Bird 80 said Kansas City is a small market.
it's the outlier. It's the one outlier. You have Pittsburgh. So name me another small market team besides Kansas City. And Kansas City basically went and got the greatest quarterback of this generation to make themselves relevant. Before, do you know that Kansas City was making playoffs with Andy Reid, but they had Alex Smith and nobody gave a fuck? It took them to go get the greatest quarterback of this generation to put them on a national stage because that dude made winning plays and made us have to watch them.
To start
And they
flipping Dallas Cowboy fans to Kansas City fans. Y'all see that shit I put in the Discord with the
Yeah.
dude who covered the helmet with the chief?
yeah,
That was crazy.
Jim Will said Jacksonville isn't a real play. True. But you get what I'm saying though. Think about the NFL. If we say Kansas City, small market team, that's great.
he's saying that K Bird follows that up to say the small market has to have a huge star in order to get views.
Absolutely. Well, no, the small market has to win Super Bowls in order to get views. Like if you don't win a Super Bowl, you can have a big name, but if you
So
guys aren't doing anything consistently, then
so peep this
Well, you
from Engineer though. He said, "Nah, I think they do. Houston Texans were garbage for years. They had one good year of Stroud, and he had the number one jersey in terms of sales. The NFL makes it so much easier to follow the sport."
Houston is still a big market. The Houston Texans were a terrible franchise, but that's a huge market waiting for success so that they can finally come outside. These motherfuckers want to come outside. Houston wants to come outside. H-Town wants to come outside. What are we talking about? It's that the franchise sucked for so long that motherfuckers was tucking tail. The New Orleans Saints, that's a huge market. Even though it's in the South, the New Orleans Saints is a huge market for that area, right? They put brown bags over their head, but when they had a chance to come outside, those motherfuckers came outside. Even when the Jacksonville Jaguars were competing or the Tennessee Titans were competing, you didn't see a lot of. It wasn't like, man, this is hey, everywhere you go, you're seeing a new Tennessee Titans fan, or everywhere you go, you're seeing a Jacksonville Jaguars fan. That shit don't exist. Like, if you don't win a chip in a small market, we don't give a fuck. Shit, Miami.
If you don't give a damn, we don't give a fuck. If you don't give a damn, we don't give a fuck. Okay.
Hey man, we can agree to disagree. The chat is saying that there's no such thing as a small market in NFL. Y'all can believe that shit if y'all want to, man. Look, the NFL does what's called profit sharing, where those small market teams y'all say don't exist, they feed off of the Dallas Cowboys, who everybody loves to laugh at. But the money that the Dallas Cowboys make, they have to, at the end of the day, give that to the less fortunate Jacksonville Jaguars, Carolina Panthers, Cleveland Browns.
And man,
Especially you,
you
Tom
sound
Jackson.
like Bart Scott. Yeah.
What have our
Like
back,
Bart Scott.
Keyshawn?
Yeah, Bart, you done turned into Bart Scott. Oh man,
Can't wait.
you sounded like.
Hey, Bart,
Damn,
are you ready to see next year's small market team? Can't wait.
damn, Bart Scott,
Yeah.
the linebacker coming out of
shit.
Bong. Damn,
Oh man, Tampa Bay is a small market. Jim Will,
Uh,
Tampa Bay is a small market, and I'm not a Chargers fan. My son used to play football for the Inglewood Chargers, and they made me get some shit that they didn't like me coming to the game with Cowboys gear on, so they made me get a fucking Chargers hat. So I couldn't even get the real team colors. I got a black one so that it could kind of blend in with some other shit. So now when I wear black, I put this black hat on. But yeah, man, I'm not a Chargers fan. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan.
mhm.
True, through and true. And they suck.
I can't tell tonight.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
Okay.
You know, hey, ask engineer about my MO. He said I get what he say? I get therapy twice a week in the live. So yeah.
So we
Who
got
do you
two.
root for? Jim Will, who do you root for in football?
Well, while he's thinking about that, you saying who wins game 5?
We got 2 game 5s. We got one tomorrow. We got one the next day.
I think Minnesota survives. The Knicks are done.
Y'all know I'm gonna go OKC every time. Like there's no chance for me to go Minnesota. OKC. I'm 2-0 with OKC. I'm 0-2 with the Knicks. So OKC. Put me down for OKC. Oh man.
I'm gonna say that they both go 6 games.
Oh,
Yeah, they both go 6
both
games.
survive.
Yep.
Okay.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm finally, mine eyes have seen the light. Indiana gets them out of there in 5. OKC gets Minnesota out of there in 5. So again, if there's anybody that believes that the NBA is rigged, I think that they've had to take a pause. There's a lot of they've had a lot of referees that have been investigated for, some of the calls they make and their connections to organized and unorganized gambling. And I think the league has to play it straight for the most part at the moment.
AK Bird said, you saying KP saying NBA gonna call in that stimulus package.
Absolutely.
Hey, that's that A game gap that that was that Shador mentioned earlier, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
Jim Will. Everybody calls them the San Diego Chargers. We don't identify
still
as
San Diego.
LA
Yeah, they're
Chargers.
no San Diego Chargers.
It's still the
all
San
day.
Diego Chargers, and they did the city of San Diego did do the Chargers wrong. The city of LA did them worse. Just so you know, the Chargers. And I'm sorry, y'all. I totally didn't want to go off script. But the Chargers initially were supposed to be in a co-op kind of deal with the Raiders, and they were supposed to share a team in Los Angeles, in the city of Carson. So they were going to build a stadium in Carson. The Raiders and the Chargers were going to share the stadium, the facility. Jerry Jones, owner of the Cowboys, who was friends with Stan Kroenke, owner of the Rams, and Stan Kroenke had previously bought land over in Hollywood Park in Inglewood in anticipation of buying of building a stadium right there. The league had already voted and approved the co-op with the Raiders and the Chargers in Carson. Jerry Jones, to show how powerful he is, he steps in, makes a phone call, flips all the owners in the league to approve the stadium in Inglewood owned by the Rams.
Mm.
The Rams would then tell the San Diego Chargers, hey, you guys can rent the stadium from us on the weeks that you play, but you have to basically pay us rent every month. And the clock's ticking. If you guys don't do it within a year, we will offer the same deal to the Raiders to be in LA. And the San Diego Chargers begrudgingly took the deal to rent SoFi Stadium from the Rams whenever they play. Go back and watch the initial press conference when the SoFi Stadium deal was announced. The Chargers were present. Those motherfuckers, the owners at the Chargers, the Spanos family, were fucking pissed. Just go back and watch the press conference. They were fucking visibly pissed, like right then and there. So the Chargers got fucked twice.
It's like the Clippers with the Lakers. Clippers had to do the same shit with and K Bird. Yeah, facts. We still call it the Staples Center. I don't call that shit crypto arena. Hey, K Bird, you from LA?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
And the K Bird 80, if you was born in 80, where'd you go to school, man? If you from out here in LA.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he said to what Bong was saying, that's why Raiders and the Davis family was pissed too, and that's why they took their show on the road to Vegas.
Went to Vegas, yeah. The Raiders had threatened. The Raiders had threatened to go to San Antonio. They were going to try and set up shop in San Antonio. Hey,
K Bird, where'd you go to high school, man?
And what part of LA, K Bird?
Yeah, that's the shit we used to do in college. Like,
yeah,
I'm from everybody talking about I'm from LA. What part?
What part?
Rancho. I'm from Rancho. You ain't from LA.
Glendale.
Like, somebody tried to press me. I said, what part of LA you from? I'm from LA, homie. I was like, LA. I said, man, look. I said, I'm from LA. I was like, I'm from LA. He's like, oh, what part of LA you from? I said, I'm from Watts. He was like, oh, I'm from Torrance. I was like, man,
I mean, I still give you Torrance, Carson. I give you some.
But don't hit me with the I'm from LA, homie. Nah, don't that, man.
Yeah.
So maybe he thought you was talking about some Valley stuff.
Again, Jim Will, the Spanos are broke. Absolutely. The Raiders was broke. Remember, there were stories about the Raiders couldn't pay players. They didn't have enough money in the escrow account, all this other stuff. A lot of these small market teams are broke. And the profit sharing is what gets them money. The profit sharing is why they don't care about winning games. They just want to turn a profit. And then whatever they don't turn, you know what I'm saying? The bigger franchises, the Cowboys, the Patriots, the Chiefs, even the fucking Commanders, like all the bigger teams that draw a lot of, that have a lot of fans and make a lot of money, they at the end of the day have to give some of their money to the poor franchises, man, like the little Annies. So, but anyways, okay, San Pedro High School.
And K Bird, I know people that went there. I went to Dodson for middle school, so it's right around the corner, man.
Pedro. Yeah. So, anyways,
okay, KP.
Let's get back on track, man. I don't know how we were sidetracked, man. I think the analogy is what took us off track. That's my fault, fellas.
It's about that time.
Hey, are we there yet?
Yeah, we here, man.
Mm-hmm.
As they say in the movies, are we there yet? Man. So before we get to that, I want to shoot out this good old-fashioned disclaimer that the thoughts and views of KP with the SC bucket are his and his alone. and do not reflect the thoughts and views of two peas in a bong.
And for those of you who have been with us, I think most of y'all have already. So you know that KP's motto behind this is you can bet your bottom dollar, just don't bet the ones on top.
Church.
KP.
Yo, we messed up the church's money yesterday, man.
Whoa.
Before you start, engineer Scotty Boy done bet so much he lost the internet the internet connection.
Oh man.
Privileges. Hey, McDonald's turn the Wi-Fi off when they see him
Oh
coming.
shit. My
Scotty,
bad.
get your ass out of there.
Hey man, we messed up the church's money yesterday, man. 5 for 14, man.
Oh.
36%. My
Whoa.
lowest outcome so far. But hey, I'm gonna put my percentages out there because when I'm telling y'all I'm winning, and sometimes you will take an L.
Hey man, you only as good as your latest performance, man. Your last showing.
You know what? Cleaned it up very well with the Michael Bridges lives. I was telling people in the live, he had to hit 2.5 points in that fourth quarter. He did that. So all is well. Okay, so here are the picks. Nikhil Alexander Walker over 9 points. Isaiah Hardenstein gets back on track, gets over 6.5 points. Jaden McDaniels over 12.5 points. Anthony Edwards, it's your time to show that you're a star, over 27 points. Shea Gilgeous Alexander, I am a believer now, over 32.5 points. Nas
Damn,
Reed,
that's high.
he had 40 last game. It's been in the 30s.
Okay.
Nas Reed, over 4.5 rebounds. Jaden McDaniels, he's been having the 0.5 3-pointers and he's been hitting it. I'm going over 1.5 3-pointers. That's the demon this time. We're doing that one. Alex Caruso, over 1.5 assists. Isaiah Joe, over 3.5 points. Nas Reed, over 7.5 rebounds and assists. Julius Randle, over 3 free throws made. Anthony Edwards, over 5.5 free throws made. He will be aggressive. Minnesota will win. Those are KP's picks. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Do with that information what you will.
K Bird, I said I was 5 for 14, man. So it was more than the Shepherd pick. It was 9 picks that was off.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them was Shepherd, but it was 7 more other picks that were off. So yes. And I did see that you went to Dana. What year did you graduate from high school?
Hey, and Jim Will, is Miles Turner the only thing that made you lose your parlay tonight? That's a cold shot if it was.
Yeah.
Hey, while they discuss that, I mean, while they put that in the chat, let me I'm sorry that I sidetracked this earlier.
Oh, he said, "Yep." Oof.
Yeah, he only had
I
13.
feel for you, brother.
I think he had to have 16. He had 13.
Oof. You were saying, go ahead, Bong.
I was saying I'm sorry that I sidetracked this earlier. I think you had brought it back to the I think the Halliburton Pacers talk. And I was in the chat when we talked about the greatest Pacer.
Yeah.
The reason that I refuse to compare Halliburton to Reggie Miller is because of who Reggie Miller had to go through. Scotty Boy.
Scotty Boy woke up for the
Boy,
day.
hey, Scotty Boy ain't missed.
Hey, Miss, baby. What up? What up? What up?
Yeah,
Hey, what up?
Scotty Boy heard
Almost.
the theme music.
Right.
Yeah.
He heard this.
Oh, wait a minute.
So the reason I refuse to put Halliburton in the same tier, in the same echelon, in the same stratosphere as a Reggie Miller is because what Reggie Miller had to go through, who Reggie Miller had to go through to try and compete, right? So he ran into Michael Jordan's Bulls. When he escapes Michael Jordan's Bulls, he runs into Shaq and Kobe's Lakers. So he saw a gauntlet of sheer talent. I think through the Eastern Conference Finals thus far, and this would this to me is Halliburton's. This is their best showing. Their best showing in Halliburton's tenure with the Indiana Pacers. Who did they beat this year?
And he's saying you forgot to mention the '90s Knicks because
The
was battling
Eastern
then.
Conference, yeah, the Eastern Conference was tough. It was tough. So who did in this playoff run? Who did Indiana have to go through?
Milwaukee and Cleveland.
So they ran through a hobbled Milwaukee. They ran through a depleted Cleveland team, and this is the one series where I think they're man to man. Everybody's pretty much healthy, and they're really showing out. But I think the Knicks are showing to be frauds.
I think they're
More so. But again, we got to still put that. Let's get coaching.
He said you need to mention they ran through a Doc Rivers led Bucks.
Glenn Rivers. They ran through a Glenn Rivers led Milwaukee Bucks.
And FYF, FYF is consistent, baby. Gotta say this. He said Eastern Conference in the 90s was dumpster juice. That's cap.
Damn.
FYF, I can't go there with you. I can't go there with you.
I'll go there, man. Come on, take it there, man.
I can't go there with you. I'm saying I can't agree with that.
I don't. FYF.
That was hard-nosed basketball. Tough grit. And you talk about the players involved in the series. Those were tough battles. But again, if you want to say, even at their pinnacle, when they finally made it to the mountaintop, we're here. We're in the NBA Finals. We battled through all those 90s teams, just the early 2000s. And we're here. We made it. They run into a Shaq and Kobe led Lakers team. And the game where they have a chance to turn it around, Shaq fouls out. They have control of the game. A young Kobe comes and makes his name in the NBA Finals by running their ass up out the building in overtime. So, I just don't think that Halliburton has seen the adversity or had to go through as much as a Reggie Miller had to go through during his career for me to elevate Tyrese Halliburton over Reggie Miller. And FYF, I'll ask you this. So would you elevate if Tyrese Halliburton takes this team to the finals or even wins the finals? Would you say he's the greatest Indiana Pacer over Reggie Miller because Reggie Miller played terrible competition in the 90s?
And then who are the all-time great? Who's your list of all-time great teams, period? It's shittiness if you want to speak of that in every era. Like there's dump truck squads or dumpster juice squads in every era.
Yeah, and he look, FYF, he don't give Chicago no credit. He said the Pacers, Knicks of the 90s, or Orlando for a short stint, and that's it.
Hey, man.
Ooh. Oh man,
What? I know this is. I know.
that's sarcasm for sure. For
Okay. Yeah, I
sure.
would say as far as TJ
Oh,
Warren was better than Reggie Miller.
In the bubble, the bubble TJ Ward. You talking about bubble TJ Ward, man.
Oh
TJ Ward, the
shit.
bubble couldn't miss.
Ooh,
Oh, that shit funny.
funny.
even even Jen will laugh at that shit afterwards. Like, hey, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, Bucks trash, Celtics trash, Washington trash, Hornets, 76ers, Hawks, Nets, Pistons, Cavs. Hey man, okay.
That's a lot
So
of
whoa,
trash.
whoa, 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 wait.
That is a lot of trash. And this is the stint of the '90s we're talking about.
Uh,
Yeah.
Are we talk,
apparently,
okay, we're talking about the '90s. Okay, Boston aged out. Yeah, the Bucks.
Washington is still nothing has changed with them. Um
They had a glimmer of hope at one point when they had Chris Webber and
the the
Rasheed Wallace and
the
Juwan Howard.
Pistons the
Pistons
Pistons
aged out.
also aged out.
Yep.
Then they
Nets,
got a young Grant Hill
yeah, and then Grant
run
Hill,
around, and then the Cavs was trash and
yeah,
ruined Sean Kemp.
I mean,
Ruined Sean
they
Kemp.
ruined Sean Kemp. Sean Kemp was already well, that first year, maybe the second. After that, it was
So, but you
just
said the
wasn't the same.
Pacers. You said the Pacers were good. You said the Knicks were good. You said Orlando was good for a short stint. Chicago was good, whether we want to, give them credit or not. So it
But
was
but I
always
I could say that about this same. I could name some of these same teams in the past. You know, 5 years as well. Pistons, Cavs weren't that good. They just started getting shit together. I mean, the Nets when they had KD in them, but what was going on with the Nets before that? Like, that's what I'm saying. The Hornets, what the fuck are the Hornets doing now? It's the same thing. Like, you could start talking about every era and picking maybe like a handful of teams and say that they stink.
But when we talk
That's
about the '90s, when we talk about the '90s Eastern Conference battles, it was always Knicks Pacers, Knicks Bulls, Pacers Bulls. Like, I mean, those were the battles. So even if it was just if they were top heavy as shit, to quote LeBron, like the top always met. We met at the top and we battled it out. And unfortunately, it was Jordan's era. It was a Jordan and Pippen era. And anybody that came across that Jordan Pippen era, they
So FYF, you say you don't take away from players just because the comp was trash. You only can judge them based on what they do, even if the comp was trash. So no, Halliburton won't pass Reggie. So that applies for players, but it doesn't apply to teams. If the team is collectively trash or like the ones that you named, but the other squads like Bong is saying, the Pacers and the Knicks and the Bulls and those who were considered the cream of the crop, do they get less credit because the comp was trash? Because that's not what you're doing with the players, right?
yeah, you're moving the goalpost right now, FYF. And to one of the points you said in the '90s, they had more 60 lost teams than any other, I guess, any other time in the NBA. You also have to look at it though. The Timberwolves were an expansion team. They came in '89, Orlando '89, Charlotte '88, the Heat '88, the Raptors '95, the Grizzlies '95. So that's virtually 6 expansion teams. So that's why that happened. They had to build those franchises up. So you would run into a situation where you have more 60 lost teams.
Hmm.
And I've heard people use that argument on Jordan, talking about the era that he dominated in. Like, man, Michael Jordan dominated in that era, but there were expansion
I
teams with.
mean, but come on, dog. But
I'm,
Bong, Bong,
I'm
yeah,
not,
I know it's not you. I'm just saying for those who have that sentiment. Bong used boxing earlier. If you go back to boxing, they do the same thing with fighters, and they'll say, "Oh, he didn't fight nobody." Like everybody says that about Roy Jones. Or Roy Jones, who did he? But it's like nobody wanted to fight him.
which is what FYF is saying right now. 6 expansion teams in 8 years, we know contributed to the era being watered down. Talking about the 90s.
So
Okay,
again,
I mean,
I know what I watched when I saw the playoffs in the 90s. Regardless who they beat up on, if there were only 3 good teams in the East, they ran into each other with regularity. And they gave us great matchups. And unfortunately, Chicago typically came out on top.
and I was getting ready to say this, K Bird. I agree with this. The NBA built us back off the 90s.
I'd
Thank
say
David Stern, bro.
I'd say the 80s.
And it's
No,
going from I would say going from, again, when we talked about Magic and Bird, we were talking about foundation set, but then Jordan ushering in the more
globalization.
exactly. Which is why a lot of people will refer to that as golden era. So I don't know. Um
I didn't call it a rivalry. I said they were tough matchups, right? Um, it would be six hard fought games and back and forth games where Michael Jordan or Steve Kerr or John Paxson, comes through at the end and hit the big shot to beat an Indiana Pacers team or to beat a New York Knicks team. But they were hard fought series. They weren't the Bulls cakewalking through the Pacers, cakewalking through the New York Knicks. Right? Those were the matchups. Those were the stars. And like I said before, and like I tried to make mention to earlier, those were the household names. We knew who our stars were in the 90s. There was none bigger than Mike Jordan. He was the reason that we had the ratings back then. And he had formidable foes in Patrick Ewing and Reggie Miller, what I'm saying, for a short period of time, and Shaquille O'Neal. And,
hey,
unfortunately, it was his era.
hey Jim Will said, I guess we have to consider the 5-game series as well. Good point for the playoffs. Just ask the Supersonics. With the Kimbe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. He said, like I was just saying, maybe it was just a script to keep people watching games. Pacers had one competitive series with the Bulls. Outside of that, it was just the Knicks.
So who were the Bulls? Who were the Bulls? Who were the Bulls beating up on their runs, on their six championship runs? Who were they beating up on in the East?
Each you talking about by each series?
No, I'm asking FYF
No, I'm saying
because it
okay.
makes it seem like they ran through a bunch of 20-win playoff teams.
Yeah, I mean the Bulls had you know, just in general, you got the Pacers, the Knicks. I'm just naming like the top ones at that time. The Bulls,
The Cavs had a short had a short stint, a little run.
a leprechaun stint.
But
He said Cavs, Heat, Nets, Hawks, etc.
so with
Yeah,
Dominic,
I mean,
Dominic, but again, maybe it was all a figment of
this
my young imagination, man.
eh,
It was just my imagination
FYF. So just a
running
quick
away with me.
and the chat in general is, so if we compare 90s to, let's say, now, the past 10 years? The past which one are you saying is better?
The 90s and the past 10 years.
Correct. Because there's a difference in
Eastern Conference.
FYF
In
and
the Eastern
FYF.
Conference.
You said
Yeah,
what?
you could say Eastern Conference. Go Eastern Conference.
Yeah,
But
I'm
I,
man, I
I'll
got my head back. I'm just kind of sitting here thinking is what you're saying. Like, I don't know if I
but
was
I'll say this too. Like, there's a difference in and let's just talk hooping right now. FYF. There's a difference in looking at the players today. I would say the players today have more skills
yeah.
because that's what they work on. They work on skill, drill. But do they play better basketball? Do we have better teams? Like the Pacers are a good team. The Knicks are a good team. Like you have teams that have a few stars, but are they good teams collectively? Are there better teams today? Because you're talking about a lot of the teams were trash in the 90s. Just because there's more skilled players doesn't mean we got better teams today.
I've and I'm sorry, viewers that are watching. When I'm holding my head back, I'm holding my head back because I'm actually really thinking and toggling with what's being said in my mind before I try to formulate an answer. Um, when you said that, DP, I started thinking, what was my favorite era of basketball? Like, because you said 90s or 10 years ago.
Or
And
the
I was
past 10 years. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm sitting here like, but I was sitting here in my head, I'm like, I think I like the era of the early 2000s
Yeah.
with the Kobe, with the
But
young
but
T-Mac.
but KP,
Yeah,
then take 2000 to 2010
yeah.
and compare that to the past 10 years. I'm saying you could take you could take a decade of basketball and you can point out this team was trash. I'm just saying.
It was no,
Donnie Brasco, is Donnie Brasco new?
I think that's Brosco. I think that's Donnie Brosco because I think that's a
Oh, my
character.
bad. Brasco. My bad. Is he new?
I
I
believe so.
believe so. Yeah.
Donnie Brasco, the area of the 2000s had low field goal percentages. I mean,
They did.
there's a
that's when they first implemented the zone.
yeah.
So that you still had to give it time to kind of figure it out and work the kinks out. You also like yeah. So it might have, but
So um FYF is saying that basketball is way better today and the teams are better. FYF, you're a coach. I know you've seen levels all the way down from probably middle school on up, AAU and all of this stuff. You think that the basketball is better and the teams are better
shooting 3-pointers on
in
3
today's game.
breaks is not better, dog. We're gonna shoot the 3-pointer on the 3-on-2. Nah,
He,
man, get the layup, man. Come on.
he
Get the layup.
said is big baby Jesus KP. So
Oh,
you know who Donnie Brasco
yeah.
is?
Shout out to
Okay.
that's my Indiana guy.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
that's the Indiana
hey
guy.
man.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw you in a couple of comments on some of the
Hey, okay,
videos, man.
okay.
Appreciate you tapping in, man. Is it
Yeah.
yeah, in the building today.
Way to
Okay.
tap in, man. Yeah, FYF is trolling, man.
Hey, 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 FYF, you in here with with these foul baiting comments, the Jalen Brunsons to get niggas
Absolutely.
to hack.
Hey, again, but maybe Halliburton just saw a very tough, very skilled Cleveland Cavs team and a very tough, very skilled Milwaukee team on their way to the Eastern Conference Finals. So I would beg to differ.
Engineer.
And I'm sorry.
Engineer. What in the fuck?
Nah, nah.
Yo,
What's good, Nunya?
He said
Nunya in the building.
fundamentals
Anya,
BS
what up? What up? What up?
game.
Fundamentals
Talented
BS
players
don't win game. Talented players that can create win.
No, I disagree. Look at Durant. Look at Durant. Look at Booker. Look at Bradley Beal. They're some of the most talented players in the world, and they're
Hey,
not winning games.
FYF, we
You gotta
know
have
we
gotta
know
have
Rutgers. We
man.
know Rutgers can't be the NBA.
Hey
We know
man,
Rutgers.
hey man, I made it in the gym against Team Man One. Man, I was
Hey,
very disappointed
we
when
know
I was against them.
We know Rutgers with two lottery picks can't be the NBA
Oh, I
team.
thought you said Rutgers. I thought you was talking about Rucker Park. I'm like, okay,
No. Rutgers.
okay, my bad.
With your boy Ace Bailey and
Yeah,
Dylan Harper, they can't be the NBA team.
uh,
So
FYF would say that they're not talented. Like he said that's a red flag for him.
hey, Nunya said he take Bill on the Celtics still. Hey, listen, Phoenix is just a bad fit for him.
Yeah,
Like
they tried to turn him into to Drew Holiday.
yeah, I mean he may not be your number one guy outside of anywhere else other than Washington, but I mean I still think he can be effective.
Man, engineer, you trolling, man, and you got these people believing you, man. That these college teams could beat these '90s
Yeah,
teams.
man,
Hey,
stop.
not gonna happen, man.
Scotty Boy say engineer on to something, huh?
For one, the level of physicality is gonna be too much. And in the '90s, they had old ass players. You talk about it was a bunch of 36, 37-year-olds. You had
Yeah, the grown
Jerome
man thing,
Kersey.
you had
which is
Jerome Kersey.
Kevin Willis with
which
like
is yeah, which is why you see the younger teams in college, like you say, the younger guys are struggling because they're going against veteran teams that are put together through the portal. So it's not the the 5-star situation.
Al Sucks in mock draft say he ain't known to something. It's more like he owns something.
Oh shit.
oh man. So
Expand
damn,
Grizzlies getting thumped by Duke, 20 plus points. I don't. Yeah. Nah. With the Fab Five do? There's always an anomaly.
yeah.
There's
Absolutely.
always an anomaly. I could ask you what the Running Rebels would have done as well. But those are NBA. You got like 3-4 NBA players.
With all this being said, because I know what rules are we playing? Are we playing college rules or are we playing NBA rules? Like, can you play zone or do you have to play man to man? Because the zone helps everybody. But if you get out that damn zone.
FYF, Michigan Fab Five is an anomaly. Fab Five is an anomaly.
Yeah.
Just like the Running Rebels under Tark. Like, you don't get those every generation.
Donnie Brasco said in the '90s, the coaches were a vital part of the team. If you look at the tape, they called the play almost every possession. Could you imagine that now? Like, listen to your coach is yelling the play every single time in the pros.
Because right now the players is looking them off like
T-Bird.
Hey, man, no, like just on the JUCO level, Bong,
Yeah.
the coaches were trying to tell us to run certain plays.
T-Bird. T-Bird.
What of that, man? That's
Oh
not
my God. FYF. All right.
man, come on, man. What are we talking about, man? I watched Somali
Oh,
make Jordan inefficient in the Olympics
yeah.
with a simple
Okay.
swing in 1992, but they weren't used to playing zone. That's why I said which rules are we playing? Are we playing college rules or are we playing NBA rules? Because now at this point, the NBA players can play zone, and they're going to be much more physical in that zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like nah.
He said he got the game on his channel. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go take a look at it, man.
Yeah.
I know if you saying it and pointing to the game, it must be some shit, but is yeah.
That's his ace in the hole. I got the game on my channel.
Yeah, man.
Just go to the channel. Nah, FYF, you ain't trying to steal our people, get them to your channel, are you? FYF, you did a little advertising. Yeah, come on to my
You
channel.
like go to the channel. I got it on lock right now. Nah, respect. FIF
Nah, I'm just
definitely
playing.
be showing love.
I'm just playing.
And Nunya, man, good to see you back, man. Look, he said, and Donnie Brasco says, "Let's stop it, please. The college kids were even great in the NBA. A lot of them. Are you saying
Weren't.
they weren't great?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's saying they weren't
Yeah.
great. Yeah. Yeah, look.
Shameless
Look,
promo.
a
Yeah,
shameless
hey,
promo. Okay. Hey, look. Hey,
FYF, no
FYF.
such thing.
Hey, look, FYF. I don't know if it worked on anybody else, but I'm going to watch.
Yes,
Oh
indeed.
shit.
Oh man.
Oh, that shit is funny.
Nah,
But
I will come to your channel and be like, hey man, I got this game on tape.
hey, screen
Not even half a
record
game.
it.
You said what?
I'm gonna go screen record that shit.
Yeah.
Put it on our shit. Like, yeah, so look, this is what I'm breaking down.
In
Nah,
his
but
voice.
you know what? I would say, yeah, I agree with this Donnie Brasco. He says, you know, a lot of the kids in college weren't great in the NBA. Yeah, true.
Christian Leitner.
Yeah, the number one guy
Yeah,
at that
Christian
time.
Leitner.
So folks thought.
Yeah.
Jordan versus 100 short dudes. Like, this is the gorilla versus 100 men. Oh.
FYF is in the belief of we done with the 90s, huh?
Hey,
Done with the 90s.
he said they'll come over and cook y'all in the 90s myth. Also, so you must got a lot of people on your side of the game saying that the 90s was BS, huh?
I think that there's some truth to it.
There's truth to it. I just
Every
told you,
era,
take
every
a
single
decade of
era.
basketball. You said that you thought the early 2000s. I said take 2000 and 2010. You can point to some trash
Bullshit
teams.
teams.
Absolutely.
There's trash teams
Like
now.
every day, right? That's why I asked. I said, look at now, man. I said, look at the Wizards. Look
The
at
Wizards
the Hornets.
span.
Like-
Look, DP. The Wizards span eras, names.
Right.
Trash is the Bullets. Trash is the Wizards. The Hornets were trash as whatever the fuck they were before that. I think did the Hornets change their name too? The
Yeah,
Bobcats.
they went to the
It was the Charlotte
Bobcats.
Bobcats.
Didn't the franchise
when
move
they-
to the
when
Pelicans?
They turned into Pelicans.
Yeah, like,
Come on now.
They were in New Orleans. They were in Charlotte. They were in OKC for a year.
Right.
So yeah, you can definitely say that about every.
Hey man, look, okay, let's
Craig Elo and Yinka Dare.
hey FYF, name a team off the top of your head. Just name one team. And I'm waiting for this for this squad.
You also know FYF is also political. So there's always going to be some guys that made it that you can question, whereas other guys, you know.
No year, no nothing. Just name the team. Like, don't give me a 90s. Don't give me just say a team.
Donnie Brasco, you know who won the game tonight, man. You text me.
Hey Donnie Brasco, your squad is serious, man. I've been talking about these brothers. They look like they. I don't know though. Against OKC, I gotta think about this one.
Donnie Brasco was all Indiana, man. So roots for the Hoosiers, all of that stuff. So he bleeds Indiana.
Okay, all right. Well, I was waiting on that squad. I don't know what.
Oh, Blake.
Blazers,
Okay.
Blazers, Blazers.
Oh, that's his squad. So he says his squad. Okay.
Okay,
You about to start looking up players?
yeah.
You about to hit him with a taste of his own medicine, man?
I mean, nah, I don't know if it's his own medicine. I just want to see who they who they have.
Just want to do some general research.
Yeah. So
But you doing some research too. Look. FYF say he's struggling. Nah, he's trying to. Hey, he doing it on the
no, no,
fly.
no. I'm looking up your roster.
Yeah, he just
FYF,
come on. He's in the roster, man. Come on.
we building the plane as we fly, brother. We building the plane as we fly, brother.
Come on.
Man, we just put the wing on.
Yeah, give him a chance to cook. FYF,
We
have
just,
a
we
little
just put
taste,
the, we just put the wing on, man.
because it took you a little while to say the team, man.
So okay, who would be your you said Craig Elo and who else? Let me see.
And Yinkadare.
Okay, Ryan Rupert. Anybody know the history of Ryan Rupert?
I gotta look him up. I'm trying to look at the roster. That's what I mean by look him up. I'm trying to see what he looks like because they had a guard that was okay.
Second round pick, 43rd overall. Um,
Yeah, I don't
out
know
of
this.
out of France.
No, I don't know this guy.
He's out of France. What is your this is your squad FYF. What is
And
Ryan Rupert
he
doing?
said he's an international player.
You got any of his games on your channel?
My
So
my dude Wayne is getting them with the.
what?
I said Ryan Rupert is in the crossfire of the beef.
No, I'm just asking. I'm asking him because this is his squad. I'm not listen, I'm not it's a guy that I've never really heard of. So I'm like, okay.
He's a second round pick. He gets grace. Ah, come on,
Oh,
man.
he gets grace. Okay.
Ah, come on, man. Don't do that. Don't do that, FYF.
Okay.
What about Chris Murray? Not to be confused with the guy that he looks like, Keegan
because
Murray.
because Craig Elo was a third round pick, 48th overall. So does he get grace too?
You want to throw my Lakers in it, right? Hey, man, even a garbage can gets a steak, man. Come on.
Come on, dog.
Come on, man.
Okay, let's see.
DP still working. Jim.
No, he
Said,
answered. He answered about Horford.
FYF, I
bring
asked
back the third round.
FYF, I asked about Chris Murray. And I mean, I'm familiar with Chris Murray.
Chris Murray's cool. Um, Yeah, he's cool. I don't think he's gotten maybe the same opportunity as
His twin.
his brother. Yeah, but he's got skills. But I mean, he's also a first rounder, right? Chris Murray was a first rounder, wasn't he?
I think he was a second rounder.
He was a second rounder.
Yeah.
FYF was Chris
Oh,
Murray a first?
he's a first rounder. He's a first
Okay,
rounder.
he's a first round pick.
Yeah.
He's a first rounder. He should be cooking then, right? He said Murray nice. He cooked. Bo Kimball. Hey, listen, man. Put some respect on Bo Kimball's name.
He played for the Clippers.
Bo Kimball played for the Clippers. Bo Kimball was at
Loyola Marymount.
Loyola Marymount too.
Yeah.
And started the left hand free throw shooting.
Let's try and create a debatable topic out of this. Take some time because see FYF, this is what he does on his channel. So he's already the gun is always loaded.
Yeah, no, but
yeah, the gun is always FYF.
But I'm just saying, but I'm just saying on his squad on the Blazers, there's guys on there that it's like, okay, what have they done? And when I named one guy, he said he gets grace because he's the second rounder. Craig Elo was a third rounder. Felton Spencer.
Yeah, but you're naming random guys.
FYF, hey, FYF broke out the notes. So, I would name these guys off the top of my head. He already had this shit, man.
Hey, FYF is the guy standing in the corner with a loaded gun. Man, what the fuck is them shots coming from?
Oh shit! Hey, my
point. Emmanuel Mudiay. We won't even go in your squad. We'll just go.
Well, yeah, because I was about to say
Frank Telecani, whatever his name was from
who did he look. He said go ahead, KP, but he said the Washington Wizards, right?
You talking what?
The Washington No, I'm saying go ahead. He said the Washington Wizards were stinking in the 90s.
For the guys you're saying, Killian Hayes is one, but Emmanuel Mudiay was what about him? Man, come on, man. Markelle Fultz. We were just talking about guys that haven't managed. Markelle Fultz is one. Frank Telekina was playing for the Knicks. What about those guys?
Man, cars off road. We in the weeds, man. We in the weeds with it.
Greg Brown.
Can't see nothing but brush now.
Let's talk about Greg Brown, FYF. He's on your Portland Trailblazers.
FYF, I'll take your Craig Elo and raise you a Corey Kispert.
Oh no, he's all right. Corey Kispert for Washington. He came from Gonzaga. I actually
he's playing on Washington and doing what? What are they doing?
I'm thinking of him like 2 years ago. I thought he was averaged like 15 points a game a couple years ago. Corey Kispert was all right.
What is Washington doing? That's my point. Craig Elo was doing whatever with Cleveland.
Yeah.
In the 90s. What is Kispert doing with Washington? Is he taking them is he making them competitive? Are they one of the top? That's what I'm saying. Like, we can go and just name players on different. I can go to every roster. Go to the Hornets.
Kevin Knox.
Oh,
FYF
Kevin Knox
Sports.
hasn't.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm just saying Kevin Knox hasn't.
Panned out, and it's been a
Right.
while. Marvin Bagley the third. Mo Bamba.
Ooh, Marvin Bagley.
Come on, two could play that game. FYF. It- yeah, look, he said Knox is a bub. I can't lie. Oh, okay. Here we go. Come on, man.
Hey, and I don't like to call dudes bums, man.
I'm not calling him a bum
Like,
either. But I'm saying we talking about people, man. Are we Zach Collins? Not the young Zach Collins either that everyone was hype about. Zach Collins.
Look, he said, I'm going to simulate on NBA 2K the 90s bums versus today bums and see who wins and play it on the show. That's actually a good idea, man.
Nah, man. Don't even try that. FYF. Collins
Collins is
was
nice.
nice when he was younger
Hey, Deion Waiters had a game.
and didn't pan out. Collins didn't pan out, man. Don't try that. We was all hype on Collins coming out of Gonzaga. Chris Dunn.
What's the argument? What is the argument? Because I'm just hearing names.
He's throwing out players that didn't pan out in the 90s.
Yeah, and I'm saying you could
So
go.
since he's throwing out players that didn't pan out in the 90s.
Yeah.
DP started just with his squad, but that's just one team. He's going down the whole Rolodex of 400 some odd players times 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be able to go into a deeper bag of this. And I'm just
Where does Doug McDermott stand?
He's gonna say Doug McDermott was nice. Let's not talk about his college. We're not talking about
saying,
college.
where does he stand?
Yeah, he stands tall. He's 6'9". That's where he stands. He stands 6'9". Yeah. Denzel Valentine. Come on, man.
And again, look, all these dudes, I'm just saying, look, he said the big weeds. Donnie Brasco said we are the big weeds.
Oh no,
look,
for sure.
Look,
Absolutely.
all I'm saying is this, because I ain't calling none of them bums. Like, shout out to whoever, did their thing and all that stuff.
We call it a bubs.
Yeah,
I'm saying
they
guys
in the NBA
may not have panned out.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, you could say, you can go and name these guys and say that they're not this caliber of player that exists in every single era you want to name, every decade you want to name, teams, players, all that. That's all I'm saying.
Jim Wilden named about 15 players. said they would have rocked in the 90s.
Look, hey, engineer said Taco Falls is a goat. Taco Falls is a goat.
Patrick McCall.
Okay.
Isaiah Whitehead. Come on, man.
Hey, make that simulation, man. Let me know when that's going down. I'll jump in there and see what's popping on that one. Look at Ike Turner. Oh shit. All right, well shoot, man. We done ran this in the ground. Hey, Patrick McCall. Hey, Quincy McCall.
Nah, Zeke McCall. Zeke.
Oh shit.
Zeke was getting it done on and off the court, man.
Oh man.
Oh!
Come on, man.
Yo.
Oh man. Long as we keep your fine ass in Gucci and gold.
Cold.
Man,
Yeah.
we done went to the fictional.
Zeke shit. Zeke was playing he played well, him and his son played baseball together. They was in Major League on the same team, the Cleveland
Yeah.
Indians.
Mm.
No,
Hey, did you? Well,
yeah.
hey, did you see? I saw this in real quick. I don't want to go too long. I saw this this YouTube video about you remember Major League where he did the big balls dance
Yeah.
when he hit the home run.
Yeah.
So that's where Sam Cassell got his big balls dance from. They said Sam Cassell injured himself when he did that shit in the game.
Oh, hell no. Pulled is growing.
They said it was some sort of fracture or something when he did that shit in the game, and that's why he was injured the rest of that series. And they was like, Flip Saunders said it cost him a championship.
Wow.
Wow.
Hey,
Crazy.
you speaking of celebrations, what was it? What Grammatica was it?
Yeah,
That was
Sam
jumping up.
Cassell was dope. Say that again.
What Grammatica was it that jumped up and down after hitting the
Oh,
field goal
after the field goal.
and tore his knee?
Oh, yeah.
That was
Crazy.
awful. Like, yeah, when celebrations go wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Hold on real quick. He said, hold on real quick. Did we see the flag football QB who said he would be better than Patrick Mahomes?
That was last year, wasn't it? That was a year ago.
No,
Crazy
so
shit is they're gonna allow the NFL players to play flag football.
and that's what sparked the same dude to say that the NFL players need to step aside, that the flag football guys deserve this moment in the Olympics. So again, it makes sense if their flag football is already established. You guys have a league, like let those guys have their moment. We don't need to bring NFL guys over to play flag football. Like it's great and all, but
Trying to globalize the game, though, Bong.
y'all was just talking about small markets and how if it's the love of the game. Like what
No,
do
no,
we?
I'm not talking about the flag football, trying to globalize flag football. I'm saying just trying to globalize football as a whole.
The love of the game means something, right? I mean, I just heard the chat run me down as I'm trying to just give them stats about small markets. That sounds like a small market versus a big market type conversation. Am I right or am I wrong? Don't think too hard, KP.
I mean, now I'm trying to understand why you're saying that.
Because the flag football guys have been playing flag football for a long time. The NFL guys play tackle football. It's a different sport. So
It
now
is.
you're going to say we're going to take the NFL guys and put them on flag football because we don't want these little guys that nobody knows about to take center stage at the 2028 Olympics, right?
We
Isn't
want
that the same thing? Isn't that the same thing like saying in the NBA we want our big name stars and big markets to be on the grand stage in the finals?
I just think that they're like, man.
No, just
football
answer
is
my question,
important, man.
please. Answer the question. Is it the same or is it different?
I don't think it's the same.
What makes it different?
I mean, I'm saying I'm just looking at it as they're trying to globalize tackle football. They're trying to you want the masses to know who your NFL players are, to fall in love with football and take American football to other countries. That's all I was
To
thinking.
take
Through flag football?
Yeah. You start off as flag, but then when they realize who these players are and they watch them play tackle, that like the NFL has been trying to break through overseas for a while. That's why they have games in London, Germany, all these places every single year.
Mexico.
Yeah, so they're trying to globalize football.
Okay. So I get it. It's different. We don't want. So we want to globe. How does the NBA want to do more to globalize their sport as well?
That's what they've been doing. Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay,
that's why
but they
they bring
have.
players.
right.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah,
you're
they
the
have.
NBA,
It
would you
started. It started with the '92 Olympics.
so do you think that people in other global markets want to see two small market teams in the NBA duke it out in the finals, or do we want names that we know,
I don't.
like
I don't. I don't
like
think it.
like
I
the
don't think
like
it
the
matters overseas
so like then why would it matter in the Olympics if we have no name flag football players or NFL players?
because they know the NFL players, and then they can go back and watch the tackle football, the same football that they're bringing overseas now when they have the events overseas, the tackle football games.
Same thing like on the global stage, people know Steph Curry, people know LeBron James, people know Anthony Edwards, people know
But they
uh
know NBA. They know NBA. They're still trying to
no,
push NFL. They do
no.
know NBA.
The NBA has always been a star led league. When Kobe was at the height of his powers, they said Kobe was the most known athlete in China. Like, what are we talking about? It's never been about people in China don't care about the Lakers. They care about it's always even way back when it was Michael Jordan. Then it was Kobe, LeBron, all these dudes. It's individual stars. We care about star players. That's what you're saying. So you're saying that the NFL is going to use their star players to globalize the sport, but you don't think the NBA should use their star players in big markets to globalize the sport
The
that we
sport
want
has
to see?
already been the sport has already been globalized. Basketball is already globalized. The NFL isn't.
The NFL.
Bong is trying to make this big market
I'm
argument work
I'm
somehow.
making.
The NF
I'm
the NBA has the NBA has went global. They have the finals are broadcast in like 100 and over 100 countries
the
and in many
But
different
but
languages.
why
they
don't
didn't,
they get viewership?
huh?
The NFL gets more viewership than the NBA.
I don't know if that's global viewership or just domestic viewership.
Doesn't matter.
No,
If you're
Well, it does matter if you guys are talking about globalization. What are we
yeah,
talking about?
if you're saying that you have the entire globe watching your sport, yet you can't get people to turn on the TV,
I don't think the
then
entire globe is watching NFL.
I don't think the entire globe is watching the NBA.
They're not,
Especially if
but they're
especially
watching the NBA
especially
more
it's
than
showing in
than
more
NFL.
countries than the NFL is.
especially if you say now we don't let's wait till we can get the facts on that.
No, it's
we don't know. Or
Bong.
do you
No,
guys
no, no,
know?
no. I would venture to say because you play like basketball is played overseas as well.
Yeah,
You
it's
play.
American
I mean, you
football.
play. You have Euro football or whatever, Canadian football and stuff like that, but it hasn't caught on like basketball in the Euro leagues is also mixed in the NBA. Like their stars, like Luca, being one of the most recent, is coming over and now is a star in the NBA. So there's the attachment there. Who's really doing that from a Euro league or a Canadian league in the NFL? That's not really happening. So it's not drawing the people to like a homeland, hometown hero or anything like that. So,
So
but
if
you have that kind of stuff in the, you
so
got a
even
lot like Dirk Nowitzki. You could start naming different people.
so
Back in
even
the
if you
day,
go back
Drazen
to
Petrovic, like
even if you go back to the 90s and the early 2000s,
Mhm.
Yao Ming brought so many viewers to the NBA because China tuned in to watch the hometown hero in Yao Ming. What I'm saying is, if we're talking about the globalization of the game, and we're also talking about that the global viewers tune in to see the European stars, who are the stars that they'll be tuning in to see when OKC and Indiana line it up?
And what
what
I'm saying to you,
the
Bong, is that they're they're still gonna watch it overseas because it's basketball. It's the NBA.
Yeah,
The
they're already but their hometown hero was a reason for them to buy in already, is what I'm saying. Like you don't
and
really
now
have
they're
that in the
watching it.
NFL.
Okay, thank you, engineer.
Engineer, so I get that the NFL is a bigger sport in America than the NBA. I'm just saying globally, what's the viewership globally for the NFL versus the NBA? Because the NBA is being viewed in all of the in a bunch of other countries.
And what
The-
y'all
Yeah,
fail to realize, NFL.
football's not even the real football. If we
yeah,
talking football, it's football, and that shit. Soccer is the real shit
yeah.
internationally. That's kicking ass over whatever. But
Okay, that's what engineers saying. These are global totals.
Yeah, that is that doesn't sound right. You got to update your Chat GPT, man.
Look,
1.54.
look, hey, you've been tapping away at the keyboard. Tap away. Ask your Chat GPT, KP.
I am Chat GPT, man.
Okay, because again, I I don't think the NFL needs. The NFL is the biggest sport in America, bar none, hands down. It's not even close.
yeah, in America for sure. I'm not even
No,
disagreeing with
I
that.
agree. I agree with that.
Okay, so I don't think the NFL needs. But they're doing to globalize the sport. They're putting Kansas City on opening week in Brazil. Like we're gonna put, we're gonna stop putting, we're gonna start putting some of our better teams. We're not gonna give you guys the boo boo games anymore or as much. Now we're gonna start sending some of our guys, some of our real movers and shakers, some of our real number movers to get out into these international games so you guys can get quality football as opposed to they're clamoring for when they get the Jaguars, and the Browns in England, the motherfuckers be going crazy, right? Like they really go crazy and pack out a soccer stadium to watch two bum ass NFL teams go back and forth. Um, and I'm just saying that I don't think the NFL needs. Go ahead, KP. Sound like you got some numbers.
I do. Engineers' numbers were correct.
Okay.
Regular season, 17.5 million viewers per game. And then the playoffs, 35.2 million viewership and 123.4 million views for the Super Bowl. And it was the most watched uh, U.S. television Super Bowl or most watched U.S. television broadcast in history across platforms. So
Okay.
the
So again,
viewership is astronomical for the NFL versus
which brings me to my point. They don't need to send NFL players to the Los Angeles 2028 Olympics to play flag football. They want to go to the Olympics and play flag football because that's just some player ass shit they could do. Go win a gold medal, have that shit on their resume. It's not something that the NFL is like, hey man, we need to send our best players. You hear Tom Brady punk ass talking about he'll jump out of retirement to come play quarterback in the 2028 the 2020. I don't know why I keep fucking up 2028. The 2028 Olympics, right? Why though? Because it's another notch on his belt. He could say he won a gold medal. You know what I'm
I'm the
saying?
first
Like,
NFL player, the first retired NFL player in history to win a gold medal in flag football.
so again, the NFL don't need it, and that's where if you've been playing flag football and you feel like you've been trying to bring legitimacy to the sport your entire flag football career, and now that it's finally got approved and made it to the big stage, you got the big, basically like you got the machine or you got the big business coming in and saying like tap you on the shoulder like, hey, thanks bud, we'll take it from here. Hey, we got it, man. Appreciate your hard work. Thanks for getting us here. we'll take it to we'll take it through to the finish line from here. It's like, man, fuck you. Like, let me get my moment. You feel me? So hopefully when it's all said and done, they can find a way to blend the flag football guys and the NFL guys, and
Mhm. And I saw Nunya talking about Robert Edwards earlier. He was with the Patriots, right? Nunya,
yeah.
if you still here.
And that was in '92, Jim Will. After they got their ass whooped in '88, so the '92 Dream Team was the first time the
I
NBA.
mean, but this is like on the spot analysis too, because I don't even know like what are the like, yeah, NFL by far, but what are the percentages of viewership that the US accounts for both? Like,
Um,
I don't know if that can be determined.
I think it was the first numbers that
Because that's a real um that's more telling of who's more effective in their global reach. Because if 85% of viewership comes from you know, the US, but versus somebody's 40% or whatever,
Hey,
120 123 million though.
Yeah, no, that's that. Look, but we are NFL is just,
King Kong.
yeah,
Hey, I think
yeah.
It's saying 17.5 million and 1.5 million for the NBA.
come from
What were
what?
you about to say, Bong?
In the United States.
Wait, it says what?
Viewership in the United States, 17 million for the NFL and 17.5 million NFL, 1.53 million viewers in the United States for the NBA. That's
That sounds like the same numbers you just.
yeah, that's for the US. I'm
Oh,
saying that.
okay. But so the NBA's doesn't go up any globally. I think the 1.5 was 1.5, right?
No. Well, it just said when it went to playoffs, it went to 2.6, and the NBA finals last year was 11.3. And it in game 2 peaked at 12.3 million viewers.
Okay. I didn't know if you were doing an average or just by game, because the NFL's website, I mean NBA's website, got some other shit. But
And Donnie Brasco, I'm wearing the hat tonight. I tried to put the shades on, the hat took away from the shades. So yeah, rocking
shades
the
are too big. Oh man. He
hat.
says they give you total viewership. I don't think they make the breakdown public information. Yeah, I mean I would, yeah. Engineer, I could see why, I mean that they wouldn't, but that's what I'm saying. Like, those are probably the numbers they're crunching and behind the scenes to really determine like the global move. Um but man, yo, we've been on here. We did the KP's picks about an hour ago.
That
So
we did.
I appreciate y'all who are still rocking with us, man. Y'all, a lot of y'all are still in the building. Um,
Jim Will been active tonight. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Appreciate
wait,
you.
what?
Sure,
Your
sure.
last question. What did he say? So, in your guys' opinion, who's winning that race? Hold on. What was this question? I didn't see.
Oh, NBA, NFL. Who's winning the global race?
Oh,
Based on those numbers, the NFL, when it came to the Super Bowl, 123 million, you can't compete, man.
The
Yeah.
NFL has done a great job of incorporating fantasy football into um, has done a great job of incorporating fantasy football, taking out the defense in football. Right, they basically hamstring defenses so that the offenses can flourish. It's a better style of football that the casual fan wants to see. We want to see our stars score points, especially when it's attached to fantasy football. Nobody wants to see a 3-6 game. Nobody wants to see a good old fashioned slobber knocker that goes 9 points to 3 points or whatever the case may be. We love when we see those 40 to 37 games, those high scoring games where Justin Jefferson, the guys that are trying to apply for the 2028 Olympics, are scoring touchdowns in a real exciting fashion. The Saquon Barkleys, the AJ Browns, the Pat Mahomes, what I'm saying, you name it. When the stars are scoring and it's an exciting brand of football, like people want to see that. And now with betting and prop bets with fantasy football, I think they've done a great job of incorporating all that and manufacturing a style of football that people want to watch. And I
And
don't know if the NBA. Go ahead.
no, no, no. I was gonna say, and I agree with that. I agree with that shit. And it's what else is kind of it's another wrinkle in it, in that you talk about stars and star power, like outside of like a Patrick Mahomes or somebody like that, right?
Yeah.
There, the added advantage from the NBA standpoint is um, being recognizable because you ain't wearing a helmet as you run up and down the court, and you're playing offense and defense, so you're always in the game.
Yeah.
So you're center stage.
Yeah.
But like for the entire time,
Yeah.
football needed what you're saying, Bong. They needed to do those little intricate things like fantasy football and all of that other stuff, and but it's like it almost doesn't matter because motherfuckers just want to watch football. It seems like motherfuckers just want to watch football
because
regardless
they,
of who's playing
because
it.
because of because they've made it so fun. Where think about fantasy football. Fantasy football, it doesn't matter who wins or loses. I just need this shit to be exciting. I need my guy to go for 150 yards, score 2 or 3 touchdowns, and it could be any guy from any game. So it makes the Cleveland Browns a fun team as long as you have
Relevant.
one guy that you're rooting for to score you a fucking touchdown. It could be the second string running back.
Yeah.
It could be the quarterback on a bye week. You know what I'm saying? But they did that. And the thing that the NBA had going in their favor, and which is why the conversation that we have about who's the next great star in the NBA really matters, is that the NBA had the mega stars. You had Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan owned the NBA and made it popular. When he left, he ceded the game to Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, also mega stars, right? Big names. AI, you still had like second tier superstars. But now, especially with someone like an Ant Edwards saying, I don't want the mantle, who is the guy?
Okay, and
Who's
that
the
and
guy?
and that
And
and that
because
part
and,
that
and
part will hurt viewership as well. And it goes to your point of what you've been trying to say the whole time, which I was saying both of y'all are saying shit that's right because the NBA needs the stars.
This dude,
That
Donnie Brasco, is saying a lot of stuff. I'm sorry, man.
oh
They
yeah,
they
no.
why
backdoor
is New York
basketball.
called the Mecca of basketball?
Some of them funny questions. Some of them like, why does Carl Anthony Towns play like a newborn giraffe?
Oh my god.
And what?
But you feel what I'm
But
saying. So couple the lack of a true
Why does Thibodeau
star.
lay his baby hair down with Jill?
But hold on, couple that with couple the fact that they're lacking the next great star with the style of basketball that's being played now, where it's just fast breaks. You got everybody flaring out to go stand at the 3 point line in the corner and on the wing, and a 3-on-1 break turns into a 3 point shot, and the none of the three guys that's on the 3-on-1 is even crashing the board to get the rebound in case the shot misses. So it's like it's not even great basketball. You may have great games, great nights. You know what I'm saying? You may see some great games, but you're not going to see a great brand of basketball in general. So I think the NFL, say what you will about the NFL,
that's
man.
what we're trying to figure out though, Bong, because like you said, the NFL um took out, the defenses to make it more offensive oriented. That's what the NBA is trying. They're trying to figure out a way how to do that. How do
And
we
in real life, not fantasy.
Yeah, how do we get it? It's 120 points being scored, 130 points being scored. We think that the people are going to like that. And so they brought in these analytic guys, and these analytic guys are, look, this is how you get to these numbers. Don't worry about percentages. Just get up the shot attempts. Yeah, Mike D'Antoni, he was on to something. 7 seconds or less.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, but the advantage goes to the offensive player. That's just like the um bump and run in football. Cornerbacks are at a disadvantage. You're already backpedaling. You can only bump the guy within 5 yards and then his hands off
But in
because
the
they want to
process,
promote a guy getting loose
yeah.
so he could make deep passes, score touchdowns, juke motherfuckers, and all of
But,
that stuff.
but in the process of them trying to figure this out right now, we're going through that teenage ugly phase of basketball. And it's going to be a couple more years, and then they're going to find the sweet spot, and I think it'll be a lot more enjoyable in the future.
I hope they come on the other side with it.
I think they will. I think they will.
Because right now the NFL is running laps around them, and you see what the NFL is trying to do. They're trying to put they foot on their neck while they down, and
And allow
now
their
they have
players to play flag football.
no. You talk about the NFL incorporating games on Christmas now.
Oh yeah.
Right? The NBA used to own
They did
Christmas.
that shit. Yeah. Well,
They
you saw
started as
LeBron making that
right,
comment like Christmas
yeah,
is still ours or whatever.
right. So
Yeah.
it wouldn't be outside the realm of possibilities that the NBA orchestrated a move to create Luka Doncic in LA because they needed a superstar in one of the big markets because they know that Father Time and LeBron can continue to fight, but you're gonna lose eventually, LeBron. We need to have another star in a market, especially when we're fighting the NFL and the NFL is kicking our ass up and down the street, like Cam did, old boy, and paid in full. Like we compete like that. You feel me? But it is what it is, man. Yeah. Hey, Jim Will, the NBA definitely did that. Definitely hand handed Dallas the number one pick, man. That was definitely collusion, but it is what it is.
Donnie Brasco, you said, is it me or is Cat transitioning right before our very eyes? I'm going to tell you, Donnie Brasco, I've said it earlier in the show. Cat can't beat the allegations. He's like, he can't.
He's hooping though. I mean, at the end of the day,
You can't beat the allegations, man.
I don't give a damn about the allegations. Can he play basketball or not? You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
And then
But
engineer said, interestingly enough, points scored has been decreasing the last couple of years in the NFL because of cover two, but that's a combo for another time. So then
but
will you see the birth of, because that's more like a zone type style where you see is that will there be more emphasis on running and running backs, zone reads with running backs? Will you start seeing the
running
stock
backs are
rise again?
running backs are making they're making a comeback. Remember, they
Yeah,
tried to devalue the position. I didn't know how they thought they were going to do that, but there were a few years where they tried to devalue the position, but you can't. They're too integral. They're too integral in the sport. So now you're going back to seeing running backs drafted in the first round. They tried to get rid of that.
yeah,
You can't.
yeah.
You can't do that. They're too dynamic, and when you get a good one like a Jameer Gibbs, or what's my man over in the other dude that came out with Gibbs. He was getting I don't know if if he was with Atlanta. I think he's with Atlanta.
Robinson,
Robinson?
Robinson.
Bijan Robinson.
Bijan. So you got a Bijan Robinson, a Jameer Gibbs. Come on, man. These dudes are dynamic players, man. And you can't. There's nothing
Yeah,
you can do to try and limit their value. Or you see a Saquon and how he basically single-handedly offensively took the Eagles to the Super Bowl. Even though Jalen Hurts actually won, he did more in the actual Super Bowl to win the Super Bowl, but getting them there, they hopped on Saquon's back, pause if necessary, to make a Super Bowl run. So
yeah,
to
and
try
all of that stuff would be like running backs and short routes and possession receivers, all that kind of stuff. When you start thinking from sport to sport, It's kind of the same thing. Like I had, I didn't know soccer, but I was teaching my daughter concepts for soccer because it related to basketball. But if I look at basketball and say, where's the weakest part of a zone? It's in the middle of the zone. What are we doing with running backs between the tackles?
If only
Attack in the middle. That's gonna open up, bigger plays and shit like that. Like that's a simple way to look at it, but it applies. Like
And even if
spacing and all those other types of things.
if
and
only
even if we're not
Cadillac Williams came out in this era.
Huh?
I said if only Cadillac Williams,
from Auburn,
came
Yeah.
out in this era.
hey man, sometimes you're a little bit ahead of your time, man.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, you talking about catching passes and all that. Even a straight line runner like Derrick Henry, and you see, remember they tried to devalue the running backs. They said, "Hey man, we're only going to give Christian McCaffrey the money because he's versatile, right? Saquon, you're going to have to go and fend for yourself. Derrick Henry, you're going to have to go fend for yourself. 1 year on the open market, 2 teams got to steal. I'm still salty as a Cowboy fan that the Dallas Cowboys are so incompetent that they couldn't offer Derrick Henry $5 or $6 million when he was undervalued.
Mm-hmm.
And after that 1 year, both those teams ripped up their contracts and gave them big money respectively, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Saquon, the highest paid at his position. Derrick Henry read up for about $15 million a year. So, you're talking about, okay, we can try and devalue you, but when you show us that you're valuable, man, we're gonna have to go, get out there and actually pay you. But
They devalued it, man, because watching Derrick Henry trying to catch a screen pass or
he don't need to catch screen passes. Why?
yeah.
Motherfucker almost ran for 2,000 yards last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why the fuck am I giving him a screen pass? Hey, bro, you see that little that safety trying to play linebacker? Put your helmet in the middle of his chest and make him rethink whether he wants to play football or not. Do that 15 times a game, and I think we're okay. You don't have to catch another screen pass. Shit, we'll get a fullback to screen pass, see what he can do with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Him
anyway,
and Lamar Jackson gonna be something to deal with for
again.
Yeah.
Next 2 years.
Yep. I was gonna say for another 2.
Yeah. So
Anyway,
man, that's shit. We done still back in the weeds, huh?
That's
all right. Hey man, and they still rocking with us, man. I fucked with this shit.
We appreciate it. We appreciate y'all for real.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, what we got tomorrow is OKC and Minnesota.
Game 5.
Okay. All right. So we'll see what's up with that. We'll definitely be in the Discord. And we'll see about whether we'll be live, but Discord for sure. So
appreciate y'all.
All right.
Absolutely.
2 Peez in the Bong. We out, y'all.